Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Battle Court Jai-Alai. Tonight's game day will feature the Cyclones and the Warriors. And with that, I want to welcome everybody into another edition of the Winter 25 Battle Court season. I'm Andrew Bleckman, joined alongside Stu Nyman to bring you these 6 matches today between the Cyclones and the Warriors. How you doing today, Stu?
Doing well, Andrew. Seems like I was just talking with you.
We were. And we got a great day in store, so we'll be talking a little bit more, Stu. Excited for this matchup. Let's take a look at those standings. You see the Cyclones and Warriors towards the bottom. Cyclones, Warriors 5th and 6th place respectively, so they're looking to get it up into the top 4. And those 4 teams will make the playoffs this year. So you see the Cyclones 2 points outside of that final playoff spot, the Warriors 2.5 points, but we've seen the Devils and Fireballs both make some pretty dramatic runs up the standings in just a few game days. No better way to get started than today. Top division doubles will begin the action. Great team coming out for the Cyclones. That'll be Inaki and Manu with a record of 4-2. They'll take on Douglas and Manny. That Warriors team just 1-5 to begin the season. Inaki and Manu coming off of one of their 2 losses. Just this past Friday night, they lost to Arutia and Arat, so expect a motivated Cyclones team tonight. 2 singles and 4 doubles on the slate. Getting started with this top division doubles match. Inaki and Manu will serve to Douglas and Manny.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our first match. Inaki has a serve for the Cyclones. Inaki serves, we begin. Here's a backhand by Manny, caught by Manu. Manu from the 11 line. Verbote forehand by Douglas to the outside. Manu with a tip ball at the 10 line. First point goes to Douglas and Manny of the Warriors. Reminder of the scoring in Battle Court. First team to reach 6 points wins the set. First team to win 2 sets wins the match.
A rare miss there coming to the right side of Manu. He was on the move, maybe took his eye off of it. Either way, I mean, it's a simple start here for the Warriors, and they get a break.
Manny from the 10 line on the left side. Here's Manu from the 13. Douglas playing deep, backhand from the 10. Manu's there. Manny from the 12 line to the inside. Backhand by Manu. Verbote left side. This one caught by Inaki down low. Backhand. Straight to the back court. Manny's there. Inaki calls for the Verbote, makes a save. Douglas from the costado. Drop shot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That scores. 2 points for Douglas and Manny of the Warriors. Douglas has a serve.
Such a strategic shot, too, to begin the match. You have a colder ball. It's not going to bounce or travel as far, so you hit him with a drop shot. That's going to force Inaki and Manu to maybe go up a line, maybe a couple steps further than they would in the second and third set. So smart shot by Douglas. You start to throw those 2 walls earlier in the match. They don't open up as much. They don't have as much speed, but the drop shot, that's what you want to establish early. Well done.
Here's the backhand by Manu. Low runner to the inside, scooped up by Manny. Manu from the 11 line. There's the backhand by Manu. It goes wall to wall and out to the Verbote. Verbote forehand by Douglas. Manu from the 11 line to the inside. There's the backhand by Manu. Manny on the catch. Manu deep in the corner makes a fine catch. Big backhand. Inaki now from the 9 line, powerfully from the backhand. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Here's Inaki. Inaki powerfully to the back wall from the left side. Here's the forehand rotate by Douglas. Manu's there, backhand. Wall to wall from the left side. Manu goes, here's Douglas. Robote forehand. Here's the backhand by Manu. Manu off the wall.
Great catch.
Here's the backhand. Robote forehand by Douglas. Here's Manu again from the 11 line.
Yeah.
Ball tipped. That is a 3rd point for Warriors, Douglas and Manny. Douglas has a serve.
It's been a little surprising how defensive Inaki and Manu have been these last couple of matches. I mean, Inaki's a great shot maker when he's on, but you get in these long rallies, sure, a Magic City bounce is bound to happen, but against Douglas and Manny, sorry, Stu, there's an overserve there.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Please continue.
But against this team, and you look at the total catch rate, I mean, all 4 of these players are within 1 percentage point of each other. You get into a rally game, that's really the only way that Douglas and Manny can stay in it.
Robote left side by Douglas. Here's a Manu. Manu from the 10 line, powerfully to the inside. A Robote. Forehand by Douglas. Manu makes the catch. Beautiful catch by Manu at the side wall at the 12 line. Inaki on the Robote save. Douglas takes it on the bounce. Costello 2-all stopped by Inaki. Inaki crossing the wall.
My
what an
goodness.
amazing save by Manny. Here's Manu. Light touch to the inside, and it scores. A well-played point by all 4 players. Tremendous play by Manny. This point goes to the Cyclones.
Yeah, great effort. All it was just a save on the outside, but a spectacular one. Take another look at this sequence. Douglas going for the 2-all. As he opens up, shoots it, but Inaki there in plenty of time. Almost overruns it, if anything. Look at Manny. Doesn't take a step towards the inside. He's moving to the outside pretty much the entire way. Gets it in the basket, and my, what a save. That ball's got a lot of spin. Manu almost had trouble with it, but then a beautiful cortada there, soft one, to get his team on the board.
Here's the backhand of the inside. Manu is there. Manu from the 12 line. Robote. Forehand by Douglas. That ball's on the wall the whole way. Douglas flipped that up, flipped it up to the overhead screen. 2 points for Inaki and Manu. Inaki has the serve.
You're trying to simultaneously pull it off the wall and also try to keep it low. I mean, look at the space. I mean, the only way for the cesta to go is up. He sent it just a little too high and couldn't clear the overhead screen. That's a good technical highlight we're talking about. These Robotes, you want to get them to hit off the back wall and then be right along the side wall as your opponent tries to make the next throw. Got him right there, and the deficit's now 1.
Manny on the backhand of the inside. Manu now from the 10 line. Wall to wall. Robote forehand by Douglas. Robote left side saved by Douglas. Manu low and hard to the inside. Douglas sets up. Robote left side to the inside. Manu, Robote save. Here's Inaki. Backhand from the 7.
Oh, just ducked.
Drop shot. Douglas back to the inside. He's got it. Drop shot. 1, 2 bounces. Four points for the Warriors. Douglas and Manning. Douglas has the serve.
Inaki with one of his better opportunities. He shoots a drop shot, but Douglas is quick. He wasn't even outside the boundary line as he decided to turn and get back in there. Gets there in plenty of time, and his drop shot return close enough to the side wall that Inaki couldn't get there.
Robote forehand by Douglas. Cut off by Inaki. Beautiful catch. Manny from the backcourt on the right side. Inaki cuts it off the 6 line. Powerful backhand. Stopped by Manny. Manu. Low and hard, right to the corner, out to the Robote. Douglas makes the save. Cut off by Inaki. Inaki to the inside. Scooped high on the left side of Manny. Manu's there. Backhand from the 12. Manny on the forehand from the 11. Over the top. Caught by Iñaki. Beautiful catch by Douglas at the 9 line. Big backhand. Too much. That hit the overhead screen. 3 points for Inaki and Manu of the Cyclones. Iñaki has the serve.
Such a premium on passing in a match like this, especially against Inaki and Manu. Take Manu out of it, force Inaki to play them off the back wall. Douglas makes a spectacular catch front ways, but again, when you make a tough catch, a lot of times you don't have control. I say it almost every day, and then you see the result as a ball up in the overhead screen.
There's the backhand by Manny. 2 pass. Robote coming out. Inaki's there. Inaki again for the Robote from the forehand. Douglas takes it in the air. Backhand, rifled hard to the corner and out to the Robote. Robote played by Douglas. Here's Manu. Beautiful catch by Manny, pulling it off the side wall. Manu from the 10 line. Beautiful catch by Manny. Manu on the side wall at the 13 line. Inaki takes this one in the air, backhand to the inside. Robote by Douglas. Big bounce brought down by Manu at the 13 line. Manu at the 10. Backhand. Rifle to the inside. What a hard throw caught by Manny. Robote forehand by Douglas. Manu from the 10 line, low and hard to the inside. Scooped up by Manny, deep in the backcourt. Big backhand by Manu, caught by Manny. Beautiful catch by Manny. Rebote from the left side of Douglas, caught by Iñaki. Iñaki from the costado to the inside, stopped by Manny on the forehand. He comes over the top. Iñaki's there, split placement, will score. 4-4 is the score. Iñaki serves.
And when you don't throw a ton of shots, I mean, you see how easily that one scored. Look at how much space there is to Douglas's left and Manny's right. They're not thinking about the split placement. Manny worried more about the drop shot hard to the inside. Douglas is defending the 2-wall. It just splits them up.
And with Iñaki especially, you have to defend that 2-wall. He tends to throw a lot of them. Manny against the back wall.
Oh,
low runner, a bit too low. It hits the pad. 5 points for Iñaki and Manu. Possible set point.
Yeah, it had to be a matter of control there. It came out almost into Iñaki and well low of what he wanted to do. And just like that, 3 straight points. Cyclones in control, a chance to take this set. After a strong start and, again, terrific catching here by Manny in the back.
There's the backhand by Manny. Rebote. Douglas cuts it off. Costado right to Manu. Manu scoops it up. Manny, tremendous catch off the side wall. Here's Manu. Rebote left side. Beautiful catch by Douglas down low at the side wall. Manu is there. Manu powerfully from the left side, wall to wall. Rebote for Douglas. Douglas takes this on the bounce. The 2-wall is out. Point and set to Iñaki and Manu of the Cyclones. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out. Play our next set. So the Warriors got off to a tremendous start there and a significant point advantage. And then Manu and Iñaki just came back point after point after point.
And just staying in there with their tremendous defense, you know. Iñaki with just 1 split placement out of the 6 points. Outside of that, unforced errors and just better catching compared to their opponents. That's a drop shot to the inside. Started the scoring by Douglas. Rebote here. Oh, yeah, Magic City bounce. And then a tip ball. So was that 3-0 at that point? I think. May have been. Rebote here. Puts it inside. You see Douglas opens up for the 2-wall, but it's not enough.
Inaki's right there.
Defense, hard to the inside. And again, didn't even cost him the point. Look at this save,
what a save by Manny.
One hand, drops it to the inside. Iñaki, you know, he goes up for that ball. It's got a ton of spin, and it's kind of floating. You don't want any part of that. Manu makes a difficult catch and a
perfect placement on the return.
Yeah, that's, I mean, the control by Manu on that catch and throw is just on another level.
See, that's the risk. You see, those balls against the sidewall are difficult to make on the rebote. We have another number of players who flip them up to the front wall without looking, and that's the risk that you have right there, is Douglas makes that throw 8 out of 10 times successfully. That time he flipped into the overhead screen.
Iñaki with the inside placement. Manny back there coming away with it. But again, you see where that ball is placed over the top, off the wall. Gives Iñaki a good opportunity.
Split placement, perfectly thrown.
It's just so much space there. It was 4-3, then 4-4, and eventually 6-4. Cyclones take that first set. Second set ready to begin here. Douglas and Manny will have the serve.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready to begin our second set. Douglas will have the serve for the Warriors. Douglas serves. The second set has begun. Here's the backhand by Manu. Robote, that rebound off the back wall. Here's the backhand by Manny. That ball crossing the sidewall and scoring as thrown by Manu. Manu and Inaki for the Cyclones. First up on the board here in our second set.
Yeah, Manny trying to get that one just before it crossed the sidewall. A little late to react, and you see the difference. Caught a piece of the sidewall, kicked it away from the center of the basket, and gets the Cyclones that first point of set two.
Here's a backhand by Manny. Wall to wall from the left side. Robote forehand by Iñaki. Robote saved by Douglas. Inaki cuts it off the 7. Here's the backhand. Robote forehand. Manu's there. Manny comes over the top. Robote forehand by Inaki. Cut off in the air by Douglas. Douglas powerfully from the left side. A bullet goes right to the corner. Inaki cuts it off. Outside placement. Scores perfectly for Inaki. That's 2 points for the Cyclones. Inaki and Manu. Inaki serves. Inaki's precision from the costado spot on.
Well, again, this Filo, Costado straight to the outside, and that's been his go-to shot more than the traditional Costado two-wall. Douglas doesn't even break his stride because he's expecting that one to open up to the net.
And it turned out to be more of a split placement. Yeah.
The splitter forces the defense to react and make a play on it, whereas the two-wall sometimes you just have to go out there and make a play.
Here's a backhand by Manny to the inside. Robote, the rebound from the back wall.
Great patience.
Manu turns to make the save. Here's Manny in the backcourt. Over the top. Manu's there. Robote for Douglas. Powerful forehand. Robote cut off by Iñaki. Manu will take this at the 11 line. Low, hard backhand caught by Douglas. Douglas on the backhand from the 7 line. Manny from the 10 to the inside. Scoop by Manny. Manu from the 11 line to the inside. Wall to wall. Robote by Douglas. Big bounce. Brought down by Manu on the forehand. Manu calls for it from the back wall on the right side. Here's Douglas mid-court. Backhand by Inaki. Wall to wall on the wall. Robote save. Inaki went for it on the forehand, tipped it. 1 point for Douglas and Manny. Douglas has the serve.
Yeah, he was attacking that ball a little bit too hard up in the front court.
Had all the makings of a guy who knew he was going to catch the ball and had some idea of what he was going to do with it when he caught it.
He went for this quicker. I mean, most guys wait for it to settle, but again, he's attacking it, picks it right on the tip, and you see that ball's got a lot of spin, not as easy as you may think.
Manny down low. Backhand from the 13. Robote, forehand by Douglas. Catch by Iñaki, backhand from the 7. Right to the corner. Robote forehand by Douglas. Manu takes it in the air.
Oh, my.
There's a backhand by Manu. Manny again. On the wall the whole way. Out to the Robote, and Iñaki's there. Here's Douglas from the costado to the inside. Rebote forehand by Inaki. Douglas has it. Powerful backhand. Manu is there. It's a point for Inaki and Manu of the Cyclones. Inaki serves.
Yeah, Douglas has been powering these backhands low and hard to the inside against Aratz, against Nicholas, against, I mean, just simply shorter backquarters. That's going to work. Manu's got 6 inches, 7 inches on those guys. A lot easier for him to catch that in the air, and when he does, takes control of the point. You know, Douglas was using his power and just blasting those rebotes over and over. Just not working against this team.
There's a backhand by Manny. Manu's there.
That's the one. Yeah, a little higher.
Rebote forehand. This one caught by Douglas. Powerful backhand caught by Manu. Big backhand by Manu. Rebote coming out to the 3 line. Douglas, big bounce. This one stopped by Manu. Inaki cuts it off in the air. Below scores. 4 points for Inaki and Manu of the Cyclones. Inaki serves.
I like the first one that he said with Douglas. I mean, got it out of reach, but then Manu catches one in the air, and then momentum swings in favor of the Cyclones. Inaki with another opportunity after Douglas lays up a rebote. Throw it right at him hard. It's difficult to react to it. You can't get the basket in place. 4-1 now in this second set.
Here's Manu from the forehand. Catch by Douglas midcourt. Powerful backhand, a little clip off the side wall. Cortada by Inaki, stopped by Douglas. Beautiful catch. The ball tipped in the backcourt. 2 points for Douglas and Manny of the Warriors. Douglas serves.
So he got Manu off his footing there. He's been comfortable standing between the 13 and the 11. This one he had to step up a little bit and across the side wall. Take a look here. It's coming in low. You see he's stepping up on the numbers. Gets him just their second point.
Rebote left side to the inside. Big bounce brought down by Manu. Manny takes that off the side wall at the 12. Rebote forehand rifled by Douglas. Manu keeps the rebote for himself. Plays it from the 9. Here's Manny. Hard to the backcourt. Manu's there. Manu. Powerful backhand. Douglas sets up for the rebote. To the left side of Inaki it goes. Inaki hard to the inside. Manny's there. Manny over the top. Picaba will score. 3 points for Douglas and Manny. Douglas serves.
Well, Picada's a change of pace, and it also forces the opponent to communicate. You know, if they're not putting a name on that ball, look at where this one drops. He comes over the top. Inaki can't get there. It's right on the numbers for Manu. And then off the back wall, it's dropping.
That's also, sorry to interrupt you, Andrew, but that's also a forehand that goes to the side wall and stays along the side wall. That's particularly difficult to do. Rebote forehand by Douglas, caught by Manu. Douglas from the 9 line. Here's the backhand. Wall to wall it goes. Inaki on the rebote. Rebote dropping. Douglas makes the save. Inaki cuts it off. Hard to the inside, and Manny's there. Big backhand. Rebote for Inaki. Inaki, forehand rebote. Caught by Manny. Manny over the top. Catch by Manu. Manu on the catch, backhand again from the 10 line to Manny. Manny goes to the corner, Manu is there. Manny in the corner makes a catch on the left side. Beautiful catch by Manu.
Tough one.
Beautiful save by Douglas. He's up. Manu is there. Backhand from the 11. Bote forehand. Catch by Inaki behind him at the 9. Manu from the 10 line. Backhand to the inside. Robote. Left side by Douglas. Manny over the top to the inside. Here's Manu. Manu on the backhand, powerfully thrown. That's a bullet caught by Manny in the corner. That's a beautiful catch. Manny again. Backhand, taken in the air by Inaki. 2-all by Inaki is scooped by Douglas. Low and hard by Douglas is caught by Manu. Manny on the backhand from the 12 line. Manu is there. Here's the backhand by Manny. Inaki from the left side to the inside. Robote. Beautiful scoop by Manny deep in the backcourt. Manu has it on the forehand. Beautiful catch by Manny. Big right side. Inaki calls for the rebote. Douglas cuts it off. Splitter. Will score. Perfectly thrown. 4-4 is the score. Douglas serves for the Warriors.
Perfect time to break out the split placement. Had Inaki backpedaling to the outside off his footing. Manu was stepping up, expecting the drop shot. You know, it's kind of like pitching and sequencing. You know, when you see a lot of a particular shot, then you start to get an eye for it. So Manu was expecting the drop shot. That's when you switch it up and throw the splitter. Perfectly done here, and the Warriors right back in it.
Beautiful throw by Manu. Rebote save by Douglas. Here's a backhand again. Wall to wall, way out to the rebote at the 5 line. Fired from the forehand of Douglas. Scoop by Manny on the 13 line. Big backhand. Stopped by Manu. Douglas at the side wall. Beautiful catch. Here's a backhand by Manny. Manu will stop it on the 13 line. Douglas takes us in the air. Backhand blasted from the 7 line. Looking for the home run. Rebote turned by Inaki on the 2 line. Rebote saved by Douglas, caught by Manu. Manu high and hard to the inside, and Manny's there. Rebote, left side by Douglas. Douglas makes the catch. Splitter. Scores. 5 points for Douglas and Manny. This is possible set point.
Douglas starting to realize the splitter doesn't work when you throw the splitter itself. It's a variation of the costado. It's a variation of the drop shot, the 2-wall, whatever you may think. But you just start firing the split placement, the defense has nothing to worry about here. When you get the drop shot going, see Manu's inside, Inaki to the outside the entire way.
It's a beautiful catch off a hard serve by Douglas. Manu gets in there, backhand, blasted. Rebote by Douglas to the inside. Manu from the 10 line. Another powerful backhand goes right to the corner. Douglas at the sidewall makes the save. Inaki has it. Rebote forehand. Inaki calls for the rebote. He makes the save. Douglas attacks, slaps at it, knocks it down. 5-5. This is match point for the Cyclones in blue, Inaki and Manu. Set point for Douglas and Manny of the Warriors.
Well, the same mistake we saw Inaki make earlier. Douglas, I mean, aggressively attacking this floater.
Trying to trap
and that's
it.
kicking up high.
Just smacking at it with like.
I mean, he knows it's not an easy catch, but you know, if Douglas gets it up there at the 3 line, he's thinking about ending the set.
Manny from the backhand. Here's Manu. Manu blasts this backhand, and Manny is there. Manny hard to the inside. Manu, backhand again. Low and hard. What a catch by Manny. Manny again from the 13 line to the inside. Manu's there. Manu from the 10, lower and harder. Douglas is there. Backhand by Douglas, powerfully thrown out to the rebote. Rebote forehand caught by Douglas. Douglas on the backhand, right back to the corner, out to the rebote. Here's Iñaki. Douglas for the rebote. Beautiful catch by Manu. Backhand by Manu, another great catch by Manny at the 12 line. Rebote by Douglas.
Great read.
Big backhand by Manu. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand. Inaki's there. Here's the backhand. Manny from the 12 line to the inside on the wall. Inaki calls for it. Forehand rebote stopped by Douglas. Douglas from the costado. Manu with a spectacular catch on the left side. Manny again deep in the backcourt. Rebote, left side by Douglas. Big bounce on the wall, brought down by Manu. Spectacular catch. Rebote coming in high. Douglas makes the save.
That's a tough one.
Rebote left side by Douglas. Backhand by Manu. Douglas has it. Backhand from the 7. Right to the corner. Rebote saved by Iñaki. He keeps the point alive. Here's Douglas. Backhand from the 7. Again, out to the rebote. Beautiful catch by Manny again in the backcourt. Manu on the forehand. Over the top. Picala, big time. Douglas makes a tremendous effort. This ball hits the overhead screen. Such a hard-fought point. Point, set, and match for Inaki and Manu of the Cyclones, taking it in straight sets, 6-4, 6-5.
Wow. Intense match to get the game day started. And, you know, in the second set, those Picas, they bounce up a little more. That was the difference there. 6-4, 6-5. Inaki and Manu get the win for their team. Cyclones on the board first in tonight's game day. Coming up next, we'll stick with doubles. Send it over to Division 4. That'll be Bueno and Amigarena against Alex and Bradley.
As soon as that high-lie ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
Game day score reflecting that win a few moments ago by the Cyclones, Inaki and Manu. See those two teams on the outside looking in our Winter 25 playoff race. Top 4 teams will advance to the playoffs, so the Cyclones and Warriors, they do a little bit of work to get back in it, but plenty of time still to do so. We will hear from our winners, Inaki and Manu. Now 5-2 this year after that win. Congratulations, guys. A hard-fought match to begin the game day. One thing I want to ask you, do you guys have any preference between a colder ball to start off a match or a warmer ball as the match picks up, Inaki?
It doesn't matter what we prefer because we always start with a new ball.
Sure.
So there is no chance for choosing.
But in terms of the strategy or anything, do you guys play any differently in a first set or second, or you just always stick to that same game plan throughout?
Yes, in the first set, we try instead of leaving me the ball for the rebote, Lauchi always catch. Like he try catching more with when the ball is cold.
Right. Absolutely, guys. Great win to start off the day. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Division 4 doubles up next. Bueno and Amigarena will go up against Alex and Bradley. And a rematch of what we saw a little earlier in the season. That matchup was won by Bueno and Amigarena. That was 6-2, 6-0 in favor of this Cyclones team. Alex and Bradley have been playing really well. I mean, the last month, the last couple weeks. So, you know, don't make a ton of predictions, but that would be surprising if we saw another decisive scoreline like that in favor of Bueno and Amigarena. That was their only win this season. And that Cyclones team will have the serve to begin. Match number 2.
Alex adjusting that tape on his hand that he's about to put into the cesta. As soon as he gets his cesta tied on, we'll be ready to begin this second set. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. Just about to begin our second match. Feel like announcing, Andrew?
Yeah, you know what?
Some play-by-play? You feel like it?
It's been a light day today. What is that, 6 o'clock? Yeah, we can do something.
All right.
There's a serve by Bueno. We begin our next match. Bradley on the forehand. Hard throw to the inside. Pulled in by Amigarena. Here's Alex from the 9. He goes deep. Rebote coming up the middle. Bueno low and hard to the inside. Bradley waits on it. One played off the wall. Amigarena now turns to look for Rebote. Alex able to cut it off in the front. Drop shot, long run, and it will score. He's got the second bounce. It's going to get the Warriors on the board first.
Alex eyed that beautifully, and I'll tell you something. Amigarena got a good start on it as far as running up to try to stop this drop shot. He sees Alex winding up. Amigarena's right there, just not able to make the catch.
Bueno picks it, 2-wall. Look at the defense by Alex. Drops it over the top. Amigarena waiting for patiently there off the side wall. Alex all the way in the backcourt, turns it 2 walls, right back to Bueno. Bueno to the inside, Bradley all alone, he makes the play. He goes deep, this one coming way out. Bueno up at the 7, he missed the Rebote. 2 quick points for the Warriors.
Pace of play continued from the first match, seemingly into the second.
Low hard serve, dropping. Amigarena picks it up at the 10. Bradley with a scoop there in the backcourt. High and hard, out to the middle of the court. Amigarena's got it. Bueno tip ball in the middle of the court, trying to attack. That's 3 in a row.
Those low catches particularly difficult, both on the left and the right side. That one just off the tip of the cesta.
Low hard serve again. Amigarena up at the 10 line, picks it off, plays it up the middle. Bradley now. Low and hard. What a play by Amigarena. Scooped it up right along the wall. Bradley committed to the forehand, whips it inside. Amigarena now looking for Rebote, returns a 2-wall. Alex aggressively from the costado, his 2-wall. 8 Bueno up. That'll score, make it 4 in a row.
Bueno got out there. Just the ball was right in front of him when he made the catch. Not in the good way in front of you. Basically right in front of your face.
Yeah. Yeah, Bueno's attacking and... Bueno tipped the serve. 5 points, possible set point.
Bueno had to feel like he had it. Try to kill it quick.
Amigarena now from the 11 line, backhand along the wall, stopped by Alex. Backhand 2-wall is too low. That caught the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. That gets the Cyclones their first point.
They do have some points to play with, some room to play with. So the backhand 2-wall. Both Cyclones were cutting inside, but
Alex picks a serve, drop shot, will score for the set. Alex and Bradley win it 6-1. 2 minutes. We'll play set 2.
Alex setting the pace of play from early on in this first set. Aggressive shot making. 2 drop shots to the inside, scoring beautifully. Here we are in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Players taking their breaks back here in between sets and to prepare for matches. There you have Alex and Bradley seated in the foreground.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really wants to see this Alex and Bradley team. I mean, at the beginning of this year, sure, but since about the end of February, I mean, this team has won 2 matches. They had 2 match points in another that they ended up losing. So, I mean, record could even be a little bit better. And then this Bueno and Amigarena team over on the opposite side of the cage here for the Cyclones. Boy, they're in a bit of a free fall. I mean, surprising. I mean, they beat this Alex and Bradley team 6-2, 6-0, and that was their only win of the year. Again, Amigarena, one of the newer players to this roster in the backcourt. He's been playing well back there. But, I mean, really, it's been a bit of a struggle for Bueno. He's been a staple on this Cyclones team, and he's been a big part of their success. But, you know, this year, some different partnerships. He's with Amigarena here in Division 4. Hasn't quite worked out the way they would have expected. And then that Bueno and Rock team, boy, haven't found the magic they had last year. They were 9-1 with the best record in Division 6, and you know, obviously, maybe some different doubles teams now with what happened in the draft.
Mike, Anthony's calling you on the head.
Well, still, Manu coming back here in the cage. Trying to instill a little bit of confidence in this team coming out here for set 2. But just more of the same here for Alex and Bradley, though. Set 2, ready to begin here. Bueno and Amigarena will be serving to Alex and Bradley. There's a serve. Set 2 has begun with an over serve. First fault, second one coming up for Bueno.
Yeah, you could see Bueno wanting to keep that serve away from Alex as much as possible. Alex has been eyeing the serve. Certainly did in the first set.
Bradley winds it up. Oh, looking to pass. Oh, Amigarena committed and made the play overhead. Alex on this rebote, saves it high to the inside. Amigarena, rebote save of his own to the inside. Long run for Alex, he got there. Catch off the sidewall. Alex sends this one deep. Amigarena waits for it at the 13 line. For Anabote, cut off by Bueno. Bueno will bullet. There's Alex at the 9. Strong backhand again. This one dropping in the corner. Not a lot on it. Alex saves it, but a little too high. That caught the overhead screen, which is out of play. Cyclones take the first point here of set 2.
Cyclones got that first point, but I'll tell you, the court positioning of Alex was spot on. Catch after catch, throw after throw. Last throw, trying to pass a little too hard, caught the overhead screen.
Bradley crouching down, controls his serve, sends it inside. Amigarena got there before it crossed. Big backhand, drops in the corner. Alex lays it up. Bueno attacking. Forehand, low and hard to the inside. Scoop missed. And a second point for the Cyclones. Alex, aggressive play, whips it to the outside. What a scoop by Amigarena. Forehand along the wall. Bradley got up to it. Amigarena now in the middle of the court, sends it deep. Bradley gonna get there, makes a catch on the right side. Bueno in the middle of the court, sends it high and hard, passing both Warriors. And Alex saves it on the back end. Amigarena sends it back in the corner. Another rebote. Alex with a bigger bounce, puts it inside. Amigarena, good control. Right back to Bradley. Backhand. Not past Amigarena, though. Settles at the 13. Lobs it up. Bradley now with the forehand. Sidearm Karam, a long one. Stopped by Bueno. Bueno opens up for a Karam of his own. That will score. 3 straight for the Cyclones.
That Karam beautifully executed by Bueno. Landing in and scoring. Well done.
Bradley in the middle of the court, winds it up, sends it deep. Amigarena out of the way. Bueno alone to save the rebote. High scoop by Alex Cortada. Dropping. Amigarena got there before the second bounce. Bradley able to pick this one off the wall. Backhand. Passing him again. Bueno off his footing. Slaps it inside. Bradley with the pickup. Amigarena got there in the air. Perfect read. Hard backhand follows. Alex. Rebote to the inside. Catch by Amigarena. That dropped right in the corner. Alex, the rebote is a little too high. 4 in a row for the Cyclones.
Alex having difficulty in the second set here. One escaping to the overhead screen after it hit the front wall. That one just out of the cesta high.
Bradley winds it up. Amigarena gonna keep it on the left side at the 12 line. Along the wall, there's Bradley. Amigarena backed up to the glass, sends it up the middle. Bradley on the right side again, right over his shoulder. And Amigarena makes the play. Bote left side, dropping. Amigarena got to this one, backhand. Bradley makes the play. Amigarena now a little bit deeper in the backcourt. He's at the 12. Bradley, forehand. Whips it high to the inside. Crossing, dropping. There's Bueno with the save. Alex on the forehand, over the top, dropping inside. Amigarena steps up. Backhand 2-wall, caught by Alex. Alex whips it back into the corner. Amigarena settles at the 12. High to the inside. Bradley steps out of the way. Alex saves the rebote. Back up the middle for Amigarena. Catch along the wall. Bradley even deeper this time. Bueno up at the 7. Slaps it above the pad. Alex waits for it. Forehand. Goes for the 3-wall play. Takes Amigarena out of it. Bueno hooked the return. That comes up in the pad. And the pad is bad. First point for Alex and Bradley in set 2.
So there'll be no shutout here. Warriors on the board with a point.
Amigarena waits on the serve. Backhand along the wall. Bradley doesn't want it. Alex saves it on the backhand. Tough play. That was on the numbers. Perfectly thrown by Alex. Deficit's cut in half now, 4-2. Cyclones lead.
Closer that ball is to the sidewall, the more difficult it is to catch. In the previous match, Manny and Manu both making it look easy. Nothing easy about it.
Amigarena backing up. Stops at the 13, sends it high from the left side. Bradley, forehand. Equally hard, drops between them. Bueno saves it on the backhand. Cut off by Alex into the costado. It's a 2-wall thrown to score. Off the tip of Bueno's cesta. That's 3 points now for the Warriors.
Bueno was in position to make the catch. Came a little bit faster than he may have been anticipating.
Backhand to the inside. Catch by Alex. Flying in. Amigarena even deeper this time. Bradley steps out of the way. Alex rebote played over the top. Bueno cuts it off. Oh, a little backhand 2-wall. Not a lot on it. Alex whips it hard to the inside. Amigarena stepping around it. He saves the rebote. Bradley comes along the sidewall. Makes the catch. Big backhand follows. Bueno backpedaling quickly, just does get out there. Alex steps up, makes the catch in the air. Soft Cortada, Amigarena with a read now. Hard return, Bradley catch on the left side. He sends it deep. right on the wall. Bueno lays it up. Alex attacking. Oh, up the middle. Omega Reina's all over it. Makes the scoop. Low runner inside. Alex comes cross court. Great defense. Omega Reina now. Backhand. Both Warriors duck. Alex alone to save this rebote. Takes Omega Reina to the outside. Forehand, low and hard. Crossing the wall. Look at Bradley coming up with it on the right side. Back over the top. Now Omega Reina. Look at Alex comes flying in, crashing into the wall, and his backhand is up in the overhead screen. Great point. Goes to the Cyclones. They have 5 in a possible set point.
Yeah, there's something about getting caught up in the moment, and that's the case, I think, with Alex there. Made a beautiful catch and just went with it, sent it to the overhead screen.
Bradley missed the serve. The ace ends at 6-3. 2 minutes. We'll come back and play a third and decisive set. Bueno and Omega Reina take it 6-3. I'm looking for him to turn it around, and there's the response they've been looking for a couple game days now. Bueno and Omega Reina forcing a third set here against Alex and Bradley. Just a tale of 2 completely different sets. I mean, Alex had his foot on the gas the entire way in set 1. He wasn't going to be denied. Taking it, throwing a shot, his first opportunity. A little more patient in set number 2, and that's where the Cyclones benefited. More traditional play, keeping it to the inside, and their catching was just a little more solid. First match of the game day already going the way of the Cyclones, so if they can get this one right here, really help themselves out. And both of these teams need to make their push up the standings, so a full point for a game day win would go a long way for either of these 2 teams. This is the third and final game day between the Cyclones and Warriors in the regular season. First one, actually, both game days previously ended in a 3-3 tie. And, you know, and it's amazing coming into it. The Warriors have won 3 doubles matches. The Cyclones have won 3 doubles matches, and the Cyclones and Warriors have both won 2 singles. So, I mean, about as even as you can get across these 2 game days. Here we are with the third one between these 2 teams, and someone needs a win today. And Warriors have a bunch of ties, but, you know, you see what those ties do. They don't add up for a whole lot. You know, see 2.5 points. They're going to need to put some wins together. This would be a good one here for Alex and Bradley. See what they have coming out here for set number 3.
It's been intense play so far. Be curious to see who gets the momentum early here in this third and final set.
We are ready to begin set 3. Alex and Bradley serve to Bueno and Omega Reina. Alex serves. We begin. Bueno picks it. Whips it inside. Tough catch along the wall by Bradley. He goes deep. Omega Reina steps out of the way. Bueno rebote to the inside. Picked off the wall by Alex. What a catch. Omega Reina in the corner. Back to the right side of Alex. Comes over the top. A little bit of a bounce. This one dropping, and Omega Reina with a diving save. Bradley comes back in the corner. Drops this one up on the floor. Scooped up by Omega Reina. He goes deep. It's coming way out. Alex, that kicks off the wall. He stays with it. Drops it inside. Omega Reina now. Low runner. Bradley all alone. He makes the play. Omega Reina backing up. Plays it along the wall. Rebote saved by Alex. Bueno looking to come cross court. He's got it. Backhand. Right back to Bradley, though. Bueno aggressively again up at the 8-line. Low runner picked off the sidewall. Alex, 2-wall. It's in. Bueno makes the stop. Cortada just above the pad. Alex scoops it up on the left side. What a play. Left side rebote by Alex. A little clip again. Bueno's got it in the middle of the court. 2-wall, too low. That caught the pad, and the pad is bad. Alex and Bradley, first point is set 3.
Bueno felt that he had the shot. Went for it. That 2-wall caught the pad.
Alex outside serve. Amigarena gets to it. Alex ducking. Amigarena puts it back inside. Bradley alone in the corner makes the play. A tough one now. Both Cyclones scrambling. Amigarena makes the save. Alex attacking. Forehand. Ooh, 3-wall to the outside. It lands in. And Bueno could not save the rebote. 2 in a row for the Warriors.
Bueno's court positioning was spot on perfect in order to make that rebote. 3-wall play will score. Just not able to complete it coming out of his cesta.
What a stop there by Amigarena, backing up, plays it up the middle. Alex. Cortada, stopped by Amigarena. Backhand coming way out. Alex up at the 6 line to the outside. Amigarena calls him off, makes the catch. Alex called him off. 2-wall. Oh, it's in, and it scores. Soft touch on the 2-wall. That'll make it 3 points in a row for the Warriors to begin set 3. My, oh my.
Alex really with a high degree of court familiarity. Just basically doing whatever he can to get that ball to the front wall. Turned into an excellent shot. As soon as it touched the front wall, it died. So drop shot, 2-wall rebote, I guess is what it would be called, but.
Amigarena blasts the backhand. Bradley waits for it. Comes out on the right side. Bueno steps in to cut it off. Drops it in the corner. Rebote left side. Dropped inside. Enough time Amigarena to get under it. Bradley now a little bit deeper. Right in the corner. That one dropped. Bueno comes back for
Beautiful
it. Lays it up. Alex though with a chance up at the 7. Powers it inside. Amigarena backing up. He scooped it up. Here's Bradley now from the 13. Backhand clips. Amigarena goes to the outside with it. Alex flying, catch up at the 9 line. Backhand up the middle. Amigarena again. Amigarena from the 10 line. Back inside. Bradley now at the forehand. He winds it up, powers it. And Bueno missed that one. Low on the left side. 4-0 advantage for the Warriors here in our 3rd set.
Bueno's just had a difficult time with some of these low catches. They're difficult to make to begin with. Anything below the waist. And the lower it goes, the more difficult it becomes until it becomes a scoop.
What a stop there by Amigarena. Backhand into the corner. Rebote forehand. Played inside. Dropping. Amigarena's got it. Catch by Bradley. Just beyond the 11. That just clears the overhead screen. Bueno saves it inside. Bradley again winds it up. This one drops up on the floor. Amigarena let it pass and saves it on the back end. Alex going to step in now. Forehand. Karam. Not enough. Bueno. High 3-wall. That lands in. And it scores. My, oh my, what a shot there. That'll get the Cyclones on the board. Their first point.
Be no shutout here in the 3rd and final set.
Yeah, Bueno. How about this? Change of pace from Bueno. I mean, somehow cleared the overhead screen. Yeah, you see dropped in and wow.
Lands in, goes.
Really opened up.
Perfect placement.
Bradley even lower this time, but still able to pass. Bueno, will he get there? He does, slaps it inside, but Alex has a chance. 2-wall. Oh, look at Bueno, great defense. Comes over the top, and it was tipped by Bradley in the backcourt. 2 quick points for the Cyclones. They're right back in it.
Again, aggressive play. The ball's moving as fast as it can. Bueno's come up with 2 clutch catches.
Bradley, hard play. Oh, Amigarena, that's out of reach. Bueno comes cross court, makes a nice save. Right back to Bradley, though. Hard to the inside, catch off the side wall. Bradley missed it. Cyclones hanging around here. That's 3 in a row to cut the deficit to just 1.
Intense play all the way around here in this third and final set.
Bradley in the middle of the court. Tries to bounce this one off the floor. Bueno high to the inside. Bradley with a good read. Caught in the air. Amigarena back to the 13. This one coming out a little lower. Alex able to cut it off. Forehand back over the top. Amigarena. A little Magic City bounce. He switches to the right side. Alex steps back. Quick bounce on the right side. Goes for the picata. Big bounce. Amigarena. He got there beyond the 13. Comes over the top. Alex steps in front again. Another picata. Bueno trying to get this one. Oh my! Amigarena on his knees. Got the throw off. Alex from the backcourt to the outside. It's knocked down. Tremendous effort. But the Warriors get a critical point. They lead 5-3. Possible set and a possible match point. Boy, we've never seen that really.
Clean miss in the front court off the scoop. Amigarena makes the catch, goes down, loses his footing, but look, throws wall to wall from his knees, or a knee, from the back wall. Talk about never say die. Great play by Amigarena. Possible match point here.
Hard serve. Amigarena got there before it crossed. Backhand by Alex. Alex outside placement. Bueno all alone. He can't make the play. Point, set, and match. Warriors take it in 3 sets, taking the final one, 6-3. Dogs are barking today, Alex and Bradley. Their 3rd win of the season, and they tie up the game day 1-1. Yeah, it got pretty tight there late into the 3rd set, but those critical points going the way of the Warriors, they end it 6-3. Game day score reflecting that win by Alex and Bradley, all even through our first 2 matches. 5th division doubles up next, Ikeda and Rock against Correa and Julin. Fun match though, that last one. I mean, the pace was extraordinarily high in the first set. You love that response from the Cyclones in set number 2, making it a match. And then set number 3, same thing. Warriors got out ahead. Cyclones battled back. But in the end, those Warriors a little too tough. They get another win here in Division 4. Alex has stepped up his play as of late. Bradley, too, there in the back. This team is looking strong. So we're about a little over a month from the playoffs. Warriors hope to see themselves there. Alex and Bradley may be a reason why these guys playing well. 3rd win of the season and actually 3 in your last 5. What sparked this turnaround within this 4th division team?
It was just a matter of just focusing on the fundamentals, making it tough for our opponent, getting it over the head, and making sure it was tough for them to get the ball back to the front court, or front wall.
Yeah, and Alex, we've seen your style of play become increasingly more aggressive throughout. Are you starting to feel a little more comfortable now in this court?
A little bit comfortable, to be honest, yes, but now I don't feel comfortable with my costado because in the second set we don't generate as much as in the first set to throw a clean shot, but I have like 2 opportunities to do a point and I don't make a point, so I need to improve my costado.
It's all right, a good win though for the team. Game day is tied up. Thank you guys for the time.
Mucho gracias.
5th division doubles coming up next, Ikeda and Rock. We're going to end that losing streak as they'll take on Correa and Julin, one of the better teams here in Division 5. So Ikeda and Rock just 1-4 to open up this regular season. Correa and Julin 4-1. Now Correa and Julin are coming off of their only loss this year. See if they can turn things around. Ikeda and Rock, and that first win came in the middle of their season. 2 losses, a win, and then 2 losses to get them that 1-4 record. Cyclones will have the serve here to begin match number 3.
We're ready to begin our 3rd match. Ikeda will have the serve for the Cyclones. Ikeda serves. This match has begun. Julian from the forehand. Here's a backhand by Rock. Caught by Correa. Correa powerfully from the forehand. That hit the floor, went straight outside and scored. Correa and Julian first up on the board here for the Warriors. Correa has the serve.
Again, that's the intent, you know, when you get a 3-wall, but that was a mighty bounce to the outside. That looked a little unnatural for sure.
Here's a backhand by Rock. Low runner to the inside. Julian moves up, makes a difficult catch. Ikeda from the 9 line. Julian from the 12, over the top. Here's Rock from the 12 line to the inside. Julian's there. Here's a backhand by Rock. Julian from the 12 again to the inside. Little late notice, but Rock is there to make the save. Well done.
For both teams, huh?
We're all tied up. 1 point apiece. Ikeda has the serve.
Well, that's why you got to put a name on every ball. You know, happened first way for the Cyclones. Rock from the backcourt able to make a save, and then Correa got to let Julian know if he's not going to take that ball, it's going to float, and Julian's got to step up. You don't talk, you give away a point.
Here's Julian on the backhand from the 10 line. Ball tipped in the backcourt. 2 points for Ikeda and Rock of the Cyclones. Ikeda has a serve.
And Ikeda's consistent up there in the front. I mean, he's not going to wow you with the shots, but his catching is almost unparalleled in this group. Rock improving here in the back, so if he can go toe-to-toe with Julian, they could certainly win this match. As looks like Correa scooped that serve.
Correa will take this one on the bounce. Outside placement, read and stopped by Ikeda. Cortada by Ikeda caught the top of the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. We're all tied up 2-2. Correa has the serve for the Warriors.
Happened quickly, but it looked like he did scoop the serve up. As long as you're standing between the 4 and 7 line,
That is allowed.
that is totally legal. You don't see that a whole lot in these levels, but hey, he executed it, got the point.
Excellent catch by Rock. Off a hard serve by Correa. Here's Julian. Backhand. Powerfully thrown. Rock's there. Rock now from the 12 line. Correa on the backhand. Off the sidewall. Ikeda makes the catch. Here's Julian from the 10. To the inside. Ikeda's there. Backhand from the 9. Ikeda comes cross court to make the catch on the forehand. Julian now from the 11 line. Robote dropping, saved by Ikeda. Correa has it at the 7. Powerful throw. Robote saved by Rock. Julian to the inside, it's floating. Catch by Rock. Here's the backhand. Robote, forehand by Correa, floating to the outside. Ikeda makes the catch. Powerful forehand crossing that sidewall. Julian gets in there to make the save. Right up the middle. Ikeda from the forehand again, passing. Robote dying. Julian comes up with the save. Caught on the bounce by Ikeda. Julian Robote from the forehand. Ball tipped at the 13 line. 3 points for Correa and Julian. Correa serves.
Ikeda had 4 forehands in a row, and he just threw them lazily over Julian's head to pass. Again, eventually, defense is going to get one to Rock, and he's the lowest catching percentage out of all of them.
Rock gets to the outside to make this catch. Placement to the inside, read by Julian. Robote save. That hits the overhead screen. 4 points for Correa and Julian of the Warriors. Correa has the serve. Yeah, the communication between Ikeda and Rock is
Yeah, it's a little off so far.
just not there.
And this is a match where Ikeda should have some fun. I mean, open it up, throw some shots. I mean, he had 5 opportunities in that last point, didn't do anything with it except pass. Mix it up.
Rebote forehand by Correa. Taken on the bounce by Ikeda. Ikeda low and hard from the 9 line. Backhand by Correa.
There you go. Yeah.
There's the backhand by Correa. Rock is there. Quite a bit of traffic. Looks a little like the Palmetto at this current time.
Yeah.
Here's a catch by Julian. There's a backhand by Rock to the inside. Julian's there. Julian from the forehand over the top. Big right side by Julian. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall, played by Ikeda. Julian takes it on the bounce, on the forehand. Big right side. Ikeda makes a save. Julian moves in. All the way to the 5 line. Powerful throw. Rebote saved by Rock. He's up. Julian's in the front court. Hard throw.
Not that time.
5 points for Correa and Julian of the Warriors. Possible set point.
And I can understand the strategy. I mean, you're trying to pass Julian and take him out of these points. But number one, he's going to play a bunch of rebotes too. So he'll get out there and he'll move at this level. But also, I mean, it's not really resulting in any points. I mean, got to switch it up eventually. And now there's the
Ball
set.
tipped. There's the ace, point, and set for Correa and Julian of the Warriors. 2 minutes to go on the board. We'll come back out, play our next set.
Man, I got away from the Cyclones there in a hurry. I mean, they were going close the first few points, but then 6-2, Warriors.
Occurred to me that folks may not be familiar with my reference to the Palmetto. That's the Palmetto Expressway down here in Florida, because if you're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Highlight Fronton in Miami, Florida. Like the way I wove those two things together.
I did. I did. I see what you did there. You can insert any major highway in your state that gives you a lot of frustration.
That is true.
Palmetto.
That is true.
94, where I come from, some other places.
Someone who was on earlier today, who I imagine is watching, Nate, let's call him Nate, who was watching, probably watching his Cyclones. There's bad traffic in California. I mean, just bad traffic in California.
Can't imagine.
But not as much traffic as there was right here on the Magic City Court between the 8 and the 9 line. There were 2 Warriors and I wasn't sure. It literally caught me for a second. I'm announcing. It's like, who's supposed to be going for the ball? As long as they figured it out.
And in this level, too, in these 2 teams, I mean, they don't communicate particularly well. I mean, we see Correa and Julian, when they lose, it really comes down to communication. Ikeda and Rock, I mean, that team has played together and still struggling to just, play their roles out there. Ikeda wants to be an aggressive front quarter, and he's going to call off a number of balls, but he also doesn't kill the point at a very high rate. So you got the Cyclones, just trying to outcatch their opponents here. And, the question is that team built for it? We know that Julian is capable of doing it here in the back. He's done it for a number of seasons in Division 5 with a variety of partners. But the question for the Cyclones still, leaving some some other questions.
And also Correa he's going to get aggressive both with the serve and on the serve. Had to scoop the serve.
Look, if you want to test him, and if you're Ikeda, get him with some drop shots. Correa likes to play deep, and he likes to play towards the inside of the court. The only space that's open is the front court. You try to pass, Julian's going to play the rebotes, he'll catch it in the air, and he can control play. You take him completely out of it, let Correa beat you. That's probably a better recipe for success, but still, this 5th Division team for the Warriors has been one of their best spots every year. Set 2, ready to go.
Ikeda serves. Our second set has begun. Here's the backhand by Julian. Rock from the 12 line. Powerful backhand. Straight to the 13. Julian's there. Here's Ikeda. Ikeda with the Cortada attempt. That caught the pad. The pad is bad. First point of the second set goes to Correa and Julian of the Warriors. Correa has the serve.
Just trying to thread the needle. I mean, get it just above the pad and make it difficult for Correa to step up to it. I always say you don't need to throw it that low. Softer usually better. Also take the back quarter out of it.
Excellent catch by Rock and a powerful, powerful backhand. This pass is on the inside. Well thrown. Here's Ikeda from the 8 line to the inside. Julian's there. Rock from the forehand. A rotate forehand by Ikeda. Caught in the front court by Correa. Rock from the 12 line on the right side. Here's Julian from the 11. Big backhand hit the overhead screen. That's out of play. 2 points for Correa and Julian of the Warriors. Correa's got the serve.
You know, at some point, you're going to test him with a shot, you know, force Correa to go get one on the outside, mix it up. But this rally game is just, I mean, it's not working.
Here's the backhand by Rock. Well thrown. Hard wall to wall. Back at the side wall. Correa makes a tremendous save. Here's Ikeda. Cortada.
That's the one.
Scores. Ikeda and Rock are on the board with a point. Ikeda has a serve.
And that spot is open against Correa and Julian. Julian likes to hang back around the 11 or 12 line as the opponent's throwing, so he can either catch the ball in the air, take it on the bounce, or position himself for rebote. Leaves you susceptible to a drop shot or the cortada, the soft one to the inside. Well done.
Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Julian from the 9 line. Beautiful catch by Rock. There's the backhand. Ikeda. Backhand. Powerfully thrown wall to wall. Rebote forehand. Ikeda attacks. Right side to the inside. Julian with the scoop. Here's the backhand from the 11 line. Ikeda calls for the rebote. Correa attacks. Placement to the outside will score 3 points for the Warriors. Correa and Julian. Correa has a serve.
And Correa doesn't throw many, if any, costados. So for him to score the filo, go straight to the outside with it, that's impressive stuff. You know, developing that part of his game. He can start to shoot that consistently, mix in that left side, become more of a complete player.
Here's the backhand by Rock. Well caught, well thrown. Here's Julian. Big right side by Julian. Ikeda calls for the rebote. Ikeda calls for the rebote again.
Oh,
that boy. Will score. 2 points for Ikeda and Rock. Ikeda has a serve. Yeah, that really, I mean,
look at the spin on this ball.
Ikeda really needed to leave this for Rock somehow because this ball, I mean, you see he's reaching back to the 12 line to try to make the rebote, and he's the front court. Julian on the backhand to the inside. Rebote forehand by Ikeda. Caught by Correa. Correa powerfully from the forehand. Ikeda's there. Julian advances, takes the ball on the bounce. Ikeda again. Rebote left side. Julian from the forehand on the 7. Ikeda will take this on the bounce. There's a backhand by Julian. Rock on the catch. Backhand from the 11. Julian's there. Rebote forehand by Ikeda. Caught by Correa. Correa from the 7 line. Ikeda has it on the right side. Cortada stopped by Julian. Good duck by Ikeda, actually. Picada, big bounce, brought down by Correa. Great catch, hard throw to the inside, and Rock is there. Rock from the 12 line. Rock Rock again, this time from the 13. Julian, backhand. Ikeda midcourt. Rebote forehand by Julian. That kicked up and hit the overhead screen, which is out of play. 4 points. Rather, 3 points for Ikeda and Rock. Ikeda has the serve.
Finally, Warriors coming undone. It was first unforced error we've seen from Jewel and the rebote just clipping a piece of the overhead screen. So I have to wonder how a fast ball will impact the strategy here. Now a little bit easier to pass Julian and take him out of it as the ball's warm in the second and even a third set.
There's the backhand by Julian. Julian on the backhand from the 8 line, powerfully thrown. Rebote comes all the way to the 6 line. Turned on the forehand of Ikeda. Julian from the 9. Rock, Rebote save. Light touch to the inside. That ball's tipped. 4 points for Ikeda and Rock of the Cyclones. Ikeda serves.
Gray's been pretty sure-handed today. I mean, a couple of
Very
cup
much
catches
so.
really to both sides. I mean, known for his right, but his left has been pretty solid today. Just kind of a floater right to him, has a lot of spin, and the ones that seem easy to bring in are sometimes in highline the most difficult.
Correa picks that serve. There's the backhand. Rebote comes to the outside. Julian going for the rebote. It is too low. 5 points for Ikeda and Rock. This is possible set point.
Yeah, a chance to push this to a third set. I mean, down 3-0 here, and Ikeda and Rock battling their way through.
Correa picks the serve. Here's the backhand. Rebote right up the middle. Rebote by Ikeda. Here's Julian from the 11 line. Big right side. Dropping. Saved by Ikeda with a light touch. That hits the pad. 4 points for Correa and Julian of the Warriors. Correa has a serve. So still possible set point here for Ikeda and Rock.
Yeah, all he could do with it. I mean, you lunge back to save those rebotes. You just never have enough power, especially when you kick it off the sidewall. Kills a bunch of the speed, too.
Good catch by Rock. Here's the backhand. Hard of the inside. Fine catch by Correa. Ball tipped.
Wow.
It is 5-5. So this is possible match point for the Warriors. Possible set point for the Cyclones.
All comes down to this for the Cyclones. Got to stay in the match with a point here. See if they can do it.
Good catch by Rock. Here's the backhand. Caught by Julian. Ikeda on the catch. Hard throw to the inside. Correa is there. Backhand. Ikeda from the 9 line. Correa is there. Backhand from the 7. Rebote with a high bounce to the inside. Beautiful throw by Ikeda. Low and hard. Ikeda switches to the forehand to make the grab. Julian now from the 8 line. Hard throw to the inside. Ikeda calls for it. Julian advances, makes the catch. Hard throw, caught down
right
low by Ikeda. To the corner it goes. Rebote saved by Julian. Here's Ikeda. Ikeda from the forehand. Hard to the inside. Scoop by Julian. Ikeda with a tip ball that is point and a straight set victory for Correa and Julian of the Warriors, winning at 6-2, 6-5.
Wow, what a comeback there. Final 3 points going to the Warriors. Correa and Julian ended in straight sets, 6-2, 6-5. That had the Warriors' second win of the game day, back-to-back. Correa stepped up late, got the team the win. 2-1 lead on the game day.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Game day score reflecting that win by Correa and Julin. 2 wins in a row for the Warriors. They now lead tonight's game day. 2 singles matches, 1 doubles match left of the 3. And we're going to hear from Correa and Julin here in just a few moments. There they are over in the DraftKings Players Cage. Correa and Julin, there they are, guys. Down 5-3 in that second set. How were you able to turn it around and end that one in straight sets?
We just had to focus. We just had to focus, and I've been training on Saturdays with Andrew, and it's been paying off.
It's good stuff, guys. Another win. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you. Go Warriors.
Singles coming up next. Inaki and Alex. Inaki takes on Alex here in that second division singles match. Inaki 1-1 to begin this year and his first season down in Division 2. Alex, his first season as well, he's 2-1. Just 1 extra match played and Alex able to win that one. Another matchup of the brothers here in singles. These two faced off in Division 1 last year. Same players, just down here in a different division. Inaki and Alex, Koitiandia brothers going at it here in match 4. Inaki will serve. There's the serve. We begin our 4th match. That backhand did clear. Rebote forehand. Played by Inaki up the middle. Alex, drop shot. Inaki takes off, and he got there. Carom by Inaki up in the front. Look at the foot speed by Alex. His carom return. That'll score. Great point to get things started here. Alex on the board first.
Alex opening up aggressively against the older of his 2 brothers.
Forehand to the inside, Rebote. Played by Alex. Inaki takes it off the wall. Just gonna pass. It's the backhand again. Loaded into the corner. Alex switches to the left. Saves the Rebote. Inaki aggressively. He's got a 2-wall. That kicked up and out of play.
That did really kick up off of the sidewall. Inaki with the geometric explanation of what happened. No one has had worse luck except maybe Nicholas with our sidewall. It's just...
Inaki high-hand hard catch overhead by Alex. Inaki from the 10 line goes deep. Inaki just lays that one up as it crossed the sidewall late. Alex steps back, quick bounce into a drop shot. Dropped in to score. That's 3 in a row.
Alex being very aggressive with the shots.
First set he's gone with 2 drop shots too, which, you know, I like the strategy. It's well thought out. Catch in the corner there by Inaki. Floats it. Past Alex, though. Great catch at the 11. Right into the corner. Rebote forehand laid up. Alex steps in front of it at the 10 line. Able to pass. Inaki now. Same spot. Comes over the top with the Rebote. And tipped by Alex. That'll get Inaki his first point of the match.
As we've seen from Inaki these last couple weeks, even when he's a couple points behind, capable of coming back really at any time.
Alex from the 12 line goes deep with the backhand. Robote lined up by Inaki, plays it inside. Catch by Alex. Another backhand. Dying in the corner, Inaki on a knee, saves the Robote. Alex, another forehand. Inaki has to come back for it, makes the save. Alex, quick bounce on the forehand. Lines it up, goes deep. In the corner, crossing the wall. Inaki and just flicks it up overhead to the outside. Here's Alex with a chance. Karam will score. That's 4 points now. Alex leads it.
Alex got the ball back to the corner beautifully there on the throw. Inaki, great Robote save, but really just kind of set it up. Well thrown, Karam, by Alex to score.
Inaki high and hard. Alex waits on it. Sends it back wall to wall. Nice throw. Inaki on a knee, gets that Robote over Alex's head. All the way back to the 11 line. Alex just flicks one up. Here's Inaki. Forehand, crossing the wall. Alex, great foot speed. Ran under that one in the air. Inaki goes up, controls it. Forehand dropping, scoop by Alex. Inaki from over the 8 goes deep. Enough on that Robote. Alex just slaps it up. Inaki looking forward, attacking to the inside. That'll score. The inside placement gives Inaki his second point and the serve.
Alex has got to make a guess which way he's going. 2-all is a safe bet. Just put it back to the inside.
Roll 2-all from the left side for Alex. Inaki, beautiful Robote to pass now. Alex gets this one overhead. Inaki turns, look for it. Gonna be a tough scoop. Alex couldn't make it. 3 points now for Inaki.
Inaki got the ball back to Alex's feet. Alex has been pretty solid on his scooping today. Just that one tipped away.
Alex from the 12, backhand comes out low. Inaki able to cut this off, sends it deep. Robote forehand, passing wall to wall. Inaki now looking for one of his own. Alex comes flying in, long 2-all.
Beautiful.
Inaki got there, but is tangled up in the net.
Great
and
effort.
Comes up short. 5 points in a possible set point here for Alex.
No, I gotta love the effort of Inaki. He had the ball in his cesta, but he was facing the wrong way. Try to make this into something, but
A pretty good 2-all here, but yeah. And then the contact with the net, and he knew it.
great effort though. Tremendous.
Inaki opens up with a backhand. High and hard. That clears Robote. It's on the wall. Alex lays it up. Ooh, contact.
They're still going. They're still going. Oh, did Alex get hurt?
Interference will be ruled. The point will be replayed. As everybody gets up.
I actually didn't see it.
Yeah. And they are, you know. At first I thought it was playful, but he took a shot right to the back.
Oh.
And Inaki knew it right away. That's why he was, looked like a little elbow there to the lower back, and both players trying to make a play. And that was interference, so it will be replayed. Yeah, take another look here. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Threw an elbow on the court.
He didn't vert an elbow, but yeah, when Alex went down there, Inaki's telling it. I've seen this one before. He's seen this move before.
Inaki's trying
As
to...
the older brother, he knows. Yeah.
Inaki's trying to suggest that he threw the elbow on purpose. Just let him know who's boss.
Looks like Alex is all good. Good senses of humor on them both.
Oh,
we will continue.
The best with Inaki and the Gamedays. Hilarious.
Inaki, here's the backhand. On the wall again. Alex turns it inside, dropping low. Inaki's got it. Forehand to Bote, played over the top. Inaki's got it. Outside placement. Alex takes off, makes the stop. The carom will score for the set. Alex wins it 6-3, 2 minutes. Plays set number 2.
I guess he got him back for the elbow. First set of our 4th match on the game day going to Alex of the Warriors. You're watching Battle Court live from Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. Once again, currently in our 4th of 6 scheduled matches on the game day between the Warriors and the Cyclones. The brothers Gamedays going up against one another in singles. Some replays here. See a drop shot by Alex to start things off. Alex sees there that Inaki's basically set up in the middle of the court through the 2-wall. Rebote forehand save by Alex. Inaki makes the catch. Inside placement. Scores. Beautiful catch by Alex here. 2-wall. Inaki gets tied up in the screen. Good effort to try to get that ball back, but it already changed his motion. That was it. And there it is. There it is. Shot heard all throughout the Fronton. Yeah, we'll take it back. There it is. Boom. Wow. And Inaki, I don't know what the Basque translation is, but I think it has something to do with you threw 2 drop shots on me. I think this is for those 2 drop shots is what that was.
I did ask our chief judge who could translate because there was some conversation before. And I said, what exactly did he say? He said, Inaki was telling Alex, he said, oh, you were so hurt. Now you're running even faster than you were in the first part of the set.
Well, that's the problem with Alex is you poke him, you run the risk of pissing him off.
And then he
comes out and
no
he
way
beats you
out.
worse.
That is actually true. But that was good fun between the brothers. Second set ready to go here. Inaki will be serving. They're still going. Alex, a lot of talking.
They're talking to me too, guys. I got it.
The mediator.
Inaki doesn't want to hear him cry anymore, and Alex is like, he's picking on me. All right. Let's see how the second set goes.
There's a serve. Set 2 is underway. Alex with a backhand to the inside, dropping in the corner. Inaki saves the rebote. Alex winds it up. Low and hard to the inside. Scoop by Inaki. 2-wall return. Not enough, but it does score. Inaki missed it on the outside. Alex starts off set 2 with a point.
You start beginning to think about what you're going to do with the ball once you make this catch that you know you're going to catch because it's right there in front of your cesta. And then the next thing you know, you haven't caught it. It's really a problem at even the highest levels of Jai-Alai.
Inaki from the 12 opens with that backhand, wall to wall. Alex gets out there, turns it outside, lands in. What a scoop there. Ah, nicely done. Right back to Alex, though. Inside placement, just out of reach. 2 straight.
Tremendous scoop. That was something else. Inaki almost got back to the sidewall, too. Inaki's got to be particularly careful crashing into that side wall. You reach out as you're running cross court, and basically the only thing to stop you is the side wall.
Oh, that one dying, Alex flicks it up. Inaki gets there. Sends it deep from the 6 line. Alex looking for Rebote. Turns it inside along the wall. Nice scoop there by Inaki. Alex with another one. This one right over Inaki's head. Cut off. Into the costado. It's a 2-wall. It opens, but not enough. Alex has the carom from the outside. That does score.
That carom has been working for Alex all day today. Doubles and singles.
And practice, too. He was looking pretty good.
No question
He's
about it.
carried that over into this battle court. 2-all, but, love the carom from the outside, too. Inaki goes deep. Forehand Rebote. Ooh, dying off the front wall. Inaki low and hard to the inside. Alex running with it. He will not get there. It's going to give Inaki his first point of set 2. He'll serve.
Again, Inaki doing a good job of getting the ball at Alex's feet, passing him to the inside.
Ball missed off the serve. That's an ace. Cuts the deficit to just 1.
Particularly powerful serve there by Inaki.
Well, over serve. First fault, second serve for Inaki. A high bouncing second serve taken in the corner. Alex comes out on the left side. Inaki able to cut it off. Catch by Alex along the inside. A runner cut off by Inaki. Passes right in the corner, and the rebote is missed. 3 in a row for Inaki. We are tied up 3-3.
Inaki going with a more traditional serve in terms of serving him deep into the corner. The idea being, if I'm able to put my opponent deep enough in the corner in singles, can't really hurt me from back there opening up with a shot.
Inaki steps up from the 9. Big backhand. Not a lot on that rebote. Alex lays it up. Inaki cuts it off low on the right side. Over the top. On the wall. Scoop by Alex. Strong backhand in the corner. Inaki trying to pass on that rebote, and he does. Alex now over the top to the inside. Inaki able to cut it off. Inside placement. Long run. Look at Alex. Crashes into the wall and gets the backhand off. Forehand rebote. That one clears the screen. Alex switches to the left. Oh, Inaki now. He's got it in the middle of the court. Forehand. Low and hard. Scoop again, this time at the 10 line. Outside placement attempt is outside of play. Alex breaks the tie. He leads 4-3.
Yeah, Inaki going for the forehand. Outside placement off the rebote. Done it successfully. That one landing just wide.
Rebote coming up the middle. Alex to the inside. Inaki. Oh my, what a scoop there. On the left side. Alex switches to the left. Now hooks it outside. Scoop again by Inaki. Forehand. Low and hard. Crossing the wall. Alex gets it. Inaki, diving save, picked up by Alex. Long drop shot. Oh, that is not droppy enough. He knows it. Inaki with a chance. Fake the carom, put it inside to score. 4-4 is the score. Inaki serves. Alex opens up with that backhand again. Oh, that dives in the corner. Inaki on a knee, has to lay it up. Alex attacking. Costado inside. That'll score. 5 points in a possible set and a possible match point here for Alex.
Alex doing a great job here. Inaki even got a step on the ball, just not able to complete that catch.
2 chances to win the match. Inaki, the backhand, is up in the overhead screen. Point, set, and match. Alex, in straight sets, wins it 6-3, 6-4. And a big day brewing for Alex and the Warriors. Already 3 wins through the first 4 matches. And 2 of those wins coming courtesy of number 66, Alex. Defeating his brother Inaki in singles, give his team 3rd win of the game day. Up next, we'll move over to doubles. Ikeda and Manu take on Douglas and Julian in the 2nd division. Game day score reflecting that win by Alex, defeating the eldest brother Inaki there. It only needed 2 sets to do it. Alex improving to 3-1 in Division II singles with that win. We'll hear from Alex for the 2nd time today in just a few moments. And with that 3-1 lead, that means the Warriors need to win one of these next 2 matches to give themselves a game day win. If the Cyclones happen to come back and tie the game day 3-3, half a point will go to each team in the standings. Alex, a big part of the turnaround today for the Warriors. Hearing from him for the 2nd time today. Here is number 66, Alex, a straight set victory over your older brother Inaki there. What is it like going to compete against somebody who you've had just a great relationship with over the course of your life?
To be honest, it's difficult, but if I lose, Iñaki wins, so I would be happy because of he wins. That's it.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask you, I know you're a couple years younger than Inaki. How often did you guys play against each other, or if ever, before coming here?
To be honest, when Iñaki came to Dania for playing, and I was a child, so I only practiced with him. After that, I went to Dania to play, and he is much better than me technically. So my tactic was pushing with high intensity, winning with my physique.
Well, he did just that, Alex. Don't sell yourself short, too. He played great today also. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move back to doubles. Ikeda and Manu with a chance against Douglas and Julian here in this 2nd division matchup. Ikeda and Manu just 1-4 so far this regular season. Douglas and Julian 1-5. This is a rematch of what we saw a little bit earlier in the season. Ikeda and Manu won the first matchup. That was their only win of the season. They won 6-3, 4-6, 6-1 in 3 sets.
We're ready to begin our next match. Ikeda will have the serve for the Cyclones. Here's a backhand by Julian. Ikeda from the forehand. Julian from the right side. Julian now from the 12 line to the inside. Ikeda will let it pass. Here's Manu. Rebote left side to the inside. Here's Manu. Manu now from the 11 line. Douglas is there. Douglas from the 8. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Ikeda makes the catch. Ikeda, Cortada, stopped by Julian. Julian on the carom, stopped by Ikeda. Ikeda to pass. Julian, forehand rebote to make the save. Ikeda takes it on the bounce at the 5. To the inside he goes. Backhand 2-all, caught in the air by Ikeda. Rebote, left side by Julian. Ball's tipped. First point for Douglas and Julian of the Warriors.
Yeah, you love Ikeda's defense. You love the energy. You love the mentality, but you just would like that to translate into a couple more points. It's going to be the same thing as we saw in that first match with him. He's got to find a way to kill the point. And it's even tougher here against Douglas, who's a much better defender compared to Correa. And then you got Julian here in the back. They couldn't get anything by him first time.
Big backhand by Ikeda. Rebote by Douglas. Here's Manu from the 10 line. Julian from the 11, backhand. Low and hard, Ikeda's there. Two all by Ikeda, scores. 1-1, Ikeda serves.
Well, how about that from Ikeda, the Costado 2-all after defending the drop shot. I mean, I don't think he's thrown a better Costado 2-all than that in his career. I mean, he gets to it, the form's getting better, and that, I mean, Douglas is nowhere close. He looks back at Julian like, have you seen him throw it like that? That was great. Ties things up. That's exactly what we're talking about with Ikeda. Find a way to score. This team's got a chance.
Cortada from the backcourt. Ikeda to Julian.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
2 points for the Cyclones. Ikeda and Manu. Ikeda has a serve.
Well, going for the picada, trying to hit high off the front wall, and the result is a big bounce off the floor. Just got away from him. Hit the rail and sent it out of play.
Rebote left side by Manu. Caught by Douglas. 2-all by Douglas.
Oh, my, that is it.
That is saved by Ikeda. Douglas is there.
Okay. Able to kill it.
2 points for Douglas and Julian. Douglas serves.
At first, that kicked pretty sharply off the sidewall. I thought maybe it was going to sail wide, but just got the carambola to land inside the boundary.
It's a beautiful catch by Manu. Powerful backhand. Julian is there. Here's a backhand from the 12 line. Manu from the 10. Big backhand clears the overhead screen. Out to the rebote, and Douglas is there.
Oh.
Ball tipped. 3 points for Douglas and Julian of the Warriors. Douglas has a serve.
Yeah, Magic City bounce, and as is the case, Ikeda just kind of panicked a little bit, trying to switch from left to right, kind of forgetting he's got Manu back behind him. But Magic City bounce has come into effect a few times today, even for both sides.
There's a backhand by Ikeda. Douglas on the rebote. Manu from the 10 line, backhand. Here's a backhand by Julian. Manu to the inside.
No.
Ikeda from the forehand to 7 line. Manu, scoop, back at the 13 line. Here's Douglas at the side wall. Backhand from the 9. Drop shot hits the pad. All tied up, 3-3. Ikeda serves for the Cyclones.
Douglas got that to score in his earlier match, but the defense was aware of it this time around. Ikeda was moving to the inside and up on it. Manu was stepping up as well. Douglas had a little more pressure that time to get it off and throw a perfect shot. You see the result. Rushed it and dropped it in the pad.
Big right side by Julian, caught by Manu. Manu from the 9 line sends it back out to the rebote. Rebote forehand by Douglas to the outside. Manu is there. Drop shot, scores. 4 points for Ikeda. And Manu, Ikeda serves.
I never want to turn your back to the ball. Manu saw Douglas do that. Immediately told him to throw it towards the front part of the court. Right here, Douglas is trying to get out of the way, and you see this turn. Yeah, I mean, he's out of it. He realized he's got no chance. Julian, actually with a pretty good read, as good as you could hope for, still couldn't get there.
Here's a backhand by Julian. Low runner to the inside. Manu is there. Douglas on the rebote. Ikeda makes the catch at the 8 line. Big backhand off the overhead screen. 4-4 is the score. Douglas serves.
Yeah, I mean, even if that one stays in play, it's coming all the way up to the 4 line, and Douglas is going to have it in the middle of the court. He's just going to set Douglas up, power something back to the inside, maybe throw a shot, but... Oh, my.
Douglas lost his footing on the serve. So that will constitute a first serve and an underserve. See if Douglas is okay after that fall.
Yeah, he just, yeah, that left ankle, you see it right there, that last step, this one right there. That's not, and I know Douglas, look, he broke that ankle early in his highlight career. He broke an ankle. I'm not sure if it's the left or the right one, so it's always a little bit of concern too, where an area that you've...
Naki's always there to help in the background.
All right, it seems to be all right. Bringing up...
This will be a second serve. That counted as a first serve and a first fault. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. There's the second serve. Here's the backhand by Manu. Ikeda, backhand from the 9 line, took off and hit the
my.
overhead screen. That's a 5th point for Douglas and Julian, possible set point.
Yeah, like I said before, I just don't get that shot at all. If it's in play, you feed Douglas on the rebote, and that's twice now that it's backfired and he's given it away to the Warriors. So, you know, I get trying to play that left side and you want to pass, but trapping Julian there back at the 12 is equally as effective.
Here's the backhand by Manu. That kicked off the side wall. Julian's got the catch. Ikeda on the forehand. Julian now from the 10 line. Douglas midcourt. Cortada stopped by Manu. Here's the backhand. Julian's there. Backhand from the 10. Ikeda calls for it, moves to the backcourt to make the play. Douglas aggressively from the 3 line to the outside. What a catch by Ikeda. Ikeda comes over the top. That's a good read by Julian. Safe play. High scoop by Ikeda. Hard throw. What a scoop by Julian. Here's Manu. Backhand. Ball missed. Point and set for Douglas and Julian of the Warriors. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out. Play our next set.
Yeah, well, Cyclones were ahead early, middle part of that set, but late it was all Warriors. 6-4. They take the opening set. And Douglas and Julian hoping to get a win streak started here. You know, won their first match of the season. That was against the Fireballs, Lalu and Arats, and that was back on opening night. So that was an inexperienced Fireballs team. Douglas and Julian looked great, got the win. Since that point, they've lost 5 straight matches, and did not many of them gone into a third set either. You see Douglas, you just really can't believe, you know, you just got to laugh it off. You know, never seen that type of mistake before, and fortunately, he was all good after that. Again, as we say, you know, always more concern where it's a part of the body where a player's been injured before. They go down like that, may seem harmless, but if you've heard it before, you're a little more susceptible to re-injuring that part. But he's waving him off and he's telling Julian, hey, he's all good. Back on the other side of things with the Cyclones, Ikeda and Manu, as we said, their only win this year came against Douglas and Julian. There was some question, you know, even going back to the draft about the Cyclones and how they put together some of the doubles teams. Obviously, Inaki Manu, strong team on paper. Inaki and Amigarena, strong team in the 3. But, you know, Bueno and Manu had been a solid team for the Cyclones. They had a lot of experience playing together. They decided to break that team up. And Ikeda and Manu hasn't quite worked out the way they would have hoped, and Bueno with Amigarena hasn't quite worked out the way they would have hoped. So really separating Manu and Bueno. You never know how that would affect the other teams, but there was some question, and really more surprised with the way these Cyclones have started the year. On paper, looked like maybe the strongest team in Battle Court coming into this Winter 25 season, but haven't quite been able to find that yet out here on the court. This is the 10th game day of the year for the Cyclones, so after today, they'll have just a third of their season left. Still time, but not a lot of it. They got to win this match and tie up today's game day if they want to get back into the playoff race. We're set 2, ready to begin.
Ikeda serves. Our second set begins. Here's the backhand by Julian. Catch by Douglas. Backhand powerfully thrown, and Manu is there. Manu from the 12 line. Douglas. Backhand, hard and fast to the inside. Backhand by Manu. Here's Julian at the 13 line. Ball tip. First point, the second set goes to Douglas and Julian of the Warriors. Douglas serves.
Communication, but not effective communication. Ikeda was calling for Manu to take it as the ball was approaching him. Got to give him just a little more time. You don't see Manu miss those in the backcourt all too often.
Robote forehand by Douglas. Caught by Ikeda. Ikeda on the backhand. Julian is there. Julian on the catch. There's the backhand. Ikeda powerfully from the left side. Here's the backhand by Douglas. Douglas to the inside. Manu will let it pass. Turns to save the rebote. Beautifully done. Here's Julian. Backhand from the 11 line. Scoop by Manu. Beautiful catch by Ikeda off the sidewall. Julian, big right side, caught by Ikeda. Julian again, forehand, crossing high. Here's Manu. Manu from the 11 line. That ball's on the wall, beautifully saved by Douglas. Douglas on the catch, backhand from the 7. Rebote kicks out to the 6 line. Ikeda's there. Rebote left side. Forehand by Julian scores. 2 points for Douglas and Julian. Douglas serves.
In a matchup like this, I expected maybe Douglas to throw a couple more shots, but Ikeda's not really forcing him to do anything. I mean, back to the inside. If you're going to play that game, the Warriors are some of the best in all battle court.
It's a beautiful catch by Manu off a hard serve by Douglas. Douglas sends this one back. Rebote save by Ikeda. That 2-all. It's out. It's a point for the Cyclones. Ikeda and Manu. Ikeda serves.
Douglas had a little more success with the split placement in his first match compared to the Costado 2-all, traditional one towards the net. Let's see if he remains confident or if that's the last we've seen of the 2-all today.
Powerful forehand by Julian. Rebote saved perfectly to the inside. Excellent throw by Manu. Ikeda lets it pass. Manu up high. Backhand to the inside. Douglas at the side wall makes the stop at the 9 line. Here's Manu. Backhand from the 11. Three points for Douglas and Julian of the Warriors. Douglas serves.
It's always harder to catch that ball on the run. Manu's some of the best there in the backcourt, but you get him off his footing, see a few more misses, but great control there. Ooh.
Backhand 2-all is stopped by Douglas. Cortada by Douglas is high and stopped by Manu. Rebote. Forehand by Douglas. Ikeda's there. Backhand by Ikeda. To the corner, out to the rebote. Douglas in the forehand. Caught by Manu. Here's a backhand from the 11 line. Ikeda, beautiful catch at the side wall. That backhand clears and is out to the rebote. Swing and a miss. 2 points for Ikeda and Manu. Ikeda serves. Here's a catch by Julian. Karam by Ikeda does not open. Julian stops it. Karam by Julian off the frame of Ikeda's cesta. Good read by Ikeda to get out there. That's a 4th point for Julian, for Douglas and Julian. Douglas serves.
And it gave him the space. Douglas was trapped to the inside, and Ikeda just kind of, oh boy, thought he had a little more space than that. Julian got there in plenty of time, and his return, perfect.
Here's the backhand by Manu. Ikeda. Forehand to the inside, and Julian's there. Backhand from the 9 line. Rebote forehand. There's a catch by Julian at the 11 line. Manu for the rebote. Douglas has it on the right side.
Oh, where's
Back to
going?
the inside. Ikeda gets in there. This ball's caught by Julian. Julian from the forehand. Manu's there. Ikeda will take the snare. There's the backhand. To the corner, out to the rebote. Douglas, forehand rebote. Manu from the 10 line. Julian way up high, backhand. Caught by Ikeda. Ikeda again, low and hard. The low runner scooped up, but not held on to in the backcourt. 3 points for Ikeda and Manu. Ikeda serves.
A little bit of a change up there, getting the ball on the floor a few more times for Julian. You know, Douglas and Julian are some of the best catchers in the air. They read the ball well. They communicate effectively, and ball really hasn't touched the ground. Finally got that one on the low runner. 8 Julian up. Just spun onto the basket late. Deficit's back to 1.
Julian from the forehand. This one's caught by Ikeda at the 8 line. Manu on the catch. Backhand from the 9 to the inside. What a catch by Ikeda. Big backhand. Powerfully thrown. Rebote's out at the 7 line. Fired from the forehand of Douglas. Manu saves the rebote. Douglas takes it in the air. Outside placement. Scoop by Ikeda. That scores. 4-4, Ikeda serves.
Well, Douglas got himself trapped again. Philo straight outside. Ikeda with another good scoop, and then, oh, sidearm duck. Yeah, that was a little close. Oh, my. How about that?
5 points for Ikeda and Manu. Possible set point.
And when it seemed like all the momentum was on the side of the Warriors, a 4-1 lead, and it's just gotten away from them in a hurry. They haven't really done a whole lot. Just playing the ball to the inside, and you see here, better play by the Cyclones. Chance to take this second set now.
Manu takes the ball on the forehand. Douglas midcourt, backhand, powerfully thrown. Right to Manu on the left side. Here's the backhand. Julian's there. Julian on the backhand. Rebote dropping, saved by Douglas. Here's Manu from the 10 line. Backhand, caught by Julian. Julian low and hard to the inside, scooped up by Manu. Karam will score. 5-5. Set point for the Cyclones. Match point for the Warriors.
Well, Ikeda wanted to get a little head start here. Get back to the inside. He's trapped. You can see he's done. And then Julian just throws a carom, scoring easily.
Rebote left side by Douglas. Here's Manu from the 11 line. Powerful throw. Rebote coming out. Beautiful catch by Julian crossing the wall. Ikeda midcourt. Cortada. Douglas gets in there. Cross court left side. Rebote coming out. Douglas on the catch. Back to the inside it goes. Point, set, and match for Douglas and Julian. Taking it in straight sets, 6-4, 6-5.
Yeah, good decision there late. Douglas finds the inside. Warriors ended in straight sets and win their first game day of the year. That's right, first game day win now. 4 wins, just 1 for the Cyclones. We still have 1 match left. Omega Reina will take on Manny in 3rd Division singles. Bradley on the move, breaking, he got there. Blast the forehand, everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit. Sherry up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Sherry picks it up in the front court, whips it inside. Another one. Game day score reflecting that win by the Warriors. We're going to hear from our winners, Douglas and Julian, here in just a few moments, avenging that loss earlier in the year to Ikeda and Manu. They win the game day for their team. Here they are, Douglas and Julian. Congratulations, guys, securing the first game day win for your Warriors this season. Douglas, that last sequence, Costado to the inside in doubles. Not often that we see that, but take me through that last sequence and what you saw out there.
Yeah, no, playing against Manu, every time you throw inside, he catches 99 out of 100. So I had thrown to the outside the entire match, and I saw he was cheating a little bit, so I decided to go inside on that last one.
Awesome, guys. Great win, and congratulations on that first game day win of the year.
Thank you.
1 match left, Manny against Omega Reina here in singles to close out the day. So an opportunity here for the Warriors to add some more wins. That could be big if we end up in a tie for one of those playoff spots. Remember, the first tiebreaker this season is total matches won across all your game days. So that's why every match matters, even if the game day score is, when the game day is already finished, you got a win or a loss. So, Omega Reina against Manny right here. Omega Reina 0-3 to begin his singles season this year. Manny 0-1. Omega Reina will have the serve here to begin our final match of the day. We are ready to begin our final match. Omega Reina serves to Manny. There's a serve by Omega Reina. Our final match is underway. With a backhand to the inside. Omega Reina lets it pass. Rebote laid up on the backhand. Manny steps around it. Here's the forehand. High and hard, looking to pass. He does. Omega Reina's rebote sails outside. It's in. Manny turns it into a 2-wall. Not enough. Omega Reina from the outside. Low and hard, and Manny could not scoop it. Omega Reina with the first point of our final match.
Omega Reina followed the ball to the outside well. Manny has a habit of catching these and sometimes making that rebote. Well, we saw the rebote save in doubles earlier.
Manny into the corner. Omega Reina comes over to the top. Manny looking there. Got it before the second bounce. Inside placement. No Omega Reina. Costado trying to go outside. Not enough. Manny scoops it. One-handed catch along the inside. Omega Reina goes deep. Scoop by Omega Reina. Inside placement. Manny, what a read he got there. Fires the backhand. Rebote 2-1 with a big bounce. Manny controls it, opens up for a soft carom. Not going to get there. That's a point for the Warriors. Manny ties it up. That rebote's coming way out. Manny fires it up the middle. Amigarena, great stop at the 10 line. Amigarena backing up. He scoops it to the inside. Manny looking for Rebote now. That comes shooting out. He lays it up. And Amigarena attacking. Dropped it. Manny now leads 2-1.
Amigarena has done a good job of getting to the ball, just hasn't been able to do anything with it. Missed that 2-all to the outside. Just basically died at his feet. That one crossing the side wall.
Amigarena now at the 13. Sends it high and hard up the middle. Rebote left side to the inside. Amigarena now up at the 8. Forehand low and hard. Manny trying to run around it. Could not scoop it up. It's 2-2.
Manny's done a pretty good job of moving Amigarena around the court.
Manny from the 11. Kicking up and out. Rebote left side. A clip off the wall. Manny plays it in the middle of the court. Keeps it low and hard. Amigarena back in the corner. He scoops it up, sends it deep. Rebote forehand. Passing along the inside. Amigarena again. This one with a bigger bounce. Manny controls it. Amigarena now beyond the 11. High and hard. Manny going to stay up there looking for Rebote. It's a tough one. It opens up to the middle of the court. Karam is in, and it scores. Amigarena takes the lead 3-2. Yeah, Manny kind of got himself trapped there to the inside. You see that, Karam? He opens up low enough that, yeah, even Manny couldn't get there before the second bounce. That's well done. Manny back beyond the 13, fires it high into the corner. Amigarena committed, and he makes the catch. Manny now from the 10. That's kicking up and out. Rebote left side. Play to the inside. This one even a little higher. Amigarena, will he get there? He does. Flicks it over his shoulder. Manny attacking. He got there. Forehand. Oh, caught in the air by Amigarena. Inside placement. That'll score. Makes it a 4-2 lead.
Throw the ball where your opponent's not, and that's exactly what Amigarena did there. Looks awkward on the costado. I mean, he's so dominant on the left side as far as that backhand's concerned. But this costado's effective enough.
Clears the space, and again, he keeps it pretty close to the side wall, and it's cutting back as as it's approaching. Well done. Manny sends it high into the corner. Rebote hooked. That's in the pad, and the pad is bad. Manny gets one back. He's got 3. What a bullet right in the corner. Manny stays with it, fires it above the pad. Amigarena now up at the 8. Oh, even lower this time. Less on the Rebote. Manny hooked it. Oh my, it opens and it scores. 4-4 is the score. Manny serves.
So you be the judge. Is this a hook or is this a forehand, intentional forehand carry? I'm going to say that's an intentional forehand carry, Rebote, even though Manny's saying no himself with that wave.
Manny gets out there for the Rebote. Amigarena in the middle of the court. Keeps it low and hard. Manny, that's dropping. He digs it out, but not going to reach the front wall. 5 points for Amigarena. He's got a possible set point. Here's Manny from the left side. Right in the corner. Amigarena's for Bote. Back to Manny, though, at the 9. Sidearm play, looking to pass. Amigarena not going to let him. Goes back to make the play. Manny from the left side. That's kicking up and out. Amigarena, Robote forehand. Played up the middle. Bill Manny with a carom. Opens, beautiful. And it scores. Got him going the other way. It is 5-5. This is set point.
Carom beautifully executed by Manny. Amigarena just running straight to the inside, looking to the inside. If you got the carom, throw it. That's exactly what Manny did.
Manny up at the 10 line, drops it at Amigarena's feet. Oh, he stepped up to wall. That is too low. That caught the top of the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. Point and set. Manny wins at 6-5. 2 minutes. We'll play set 2.
So Manny finishes off the first set for the Warriors. We'll move on to our second set. Just 2 minutes. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. Currently in our 6th of 6 scheduled matches on the game day. Singles match. Here's some highlights from that first set. Amigarena passing Manny earlier. Amigarena takes one on the bounce here on the forehand. Carom opens up and scores. Manny, either a perfectly executed forehand Carom Bote or a hook. The fact that he waves is kind of a signal between highlight players. It's like, hey, I didn't exactly mean to do that. That one, though, he did definitely mean to do. That is a Carom thrown to score. Very well done. We are back in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Players taking the breaks back here in between sets and prepare for matches. It's only appropriate that the only cesta maker here in South Florida sporting a shiny new cesta.
Oh. Finally got one for himself, huh? I was wondering how that worked. Eventually, he's just gonna say, "Hey, I've made enough for people. Can I have this one, please?"
Oh my goodness!
But man, he would never ask. He's the type of guy, true professional. I mean, he comes in, does his work every single day, works. I mean, later and longer than most. One of the eldest players on the roster, and
consistently making cestas until 3 a.m. I've gotten a couple sideways looks from his wife on that one. It's like, hey, sorry, but thank you.
What a comeback there in that first set. Manny, Carom to make it 5-5. He won it. Second set ready to begin. Amigarena will serve. And our second set has begun. Oh, the great serve. Better catch there by Manny. Floats it inside. Amigarena now. Backhand. Comes shooting off the wall. Turn 2 walls by Manny. It opens. Oh, what
great
an effort
by Amigarena.
But that comes up into the pad. Manny strikes first in set 2.
Great effort by Amigarena to try to get that ball quickly back to the front wall before falling into the screen.
High, hard backhand. Manny saves it just above the pad. Amigarena got there before the second bounce. Inside placement. Manny all over this one. He scoops it up. Floats it just out of reach. Long run. Amigarena turns it to the inside. Just out of reach. That scores. 1-1.
Reminder of the scoring here in Battle Court. First player to reach 6 points wins the set. First player to win 2 sets wins the match. Manny took the first set 6-5. Tied 1-1 here in the second set.
Fault over serve. First fault, second serve coming up. Second serve is good. Here's Manny from the 12. Backhand kicking up. Amigarena's got it back there at the 12 line. Hard to the inside, wall to wall. Here's the rebote. Manny lays this one up. Big bounce. Amigarena climbs the wall, comes down with the ball. Manny lines it up. Oh, this one stays inside Amigarena. Even longer run. He's got this one again. Backhand clears. Manny up at the 7 line. Even further. Then bigger bounce to the inside. And this one will score. 2-1 lead for Manny.
Manny doing a phenomenal job of keeping the ball on the side wall. A bigger and bigger bounce with each throw. It's tough enough to make the catch on the side wall. With that big bounce, though, that much more difficult.
Ball runner to the inside. Manny comes cross court, makes the play. Keeps this one low. Here's Amigarena. Rebote left side is a 2-wall. Not opening up a ton. Amigarena stops it. Goes into a long drop shot.
Beautiful.
That is perfectly done. 2-2. Tied up. Look at this from the outside, too. Look at this. Just drop that one in to score, narrowly above the pad. Perfect. Manny waits on that one, back beyond the 13, floats it high and hard. Here's the rebote, left side to the inside, long run. Manny gets it. This one dying in the corner. Amigarena comes out over the top on the right side. Here's Manny now. Same throw. Amigarena caught this one in the air. That one right on the wall. The rebote's missed. Gives Amigarena 3 points and the serve.
The difference between Amigarena catching the ball in the air on the left side and those difficult bounces against the side wall is like night and day. Turns a bullet to the corner.
Oh, that serve crossed late. Manny comes away with it deep in the backcourt. Amigarena. Low bullet up the middle. Manny switches to the left. Makes a play inside. Tough scoop as Amigarena crashed into the wall. The backhand just clears the overhead screen. Manny, a little clip off the side wall again. Amigarena keeps it on the left side. His 2-wall opens and scores. He's opened up the lead to 2. Amigarena will serve.
Don't see Amigarena throw many Costado 2-walls. He did there very effectively.
And ran around it, keeps it on the left side to trap Manny. That's well done. Backhand. See by Manny. Tough scoop. Yeah, Amigarena was up there in the front, committed, couldn't make the play. That's 3 points for Manny.
See if Manny goes for that same deep serve that Amigarena did earlier, crossing the wall.
Oh, what a catch up high on the left side. Amigarena opens with the backhand. Manny high to the inside, trying to get the bounce. Amigarena steps up, caught in the air. Rebote laid up. Amigarena attacking up at the 6. Drop shot from the Costado. Scores. 5 points and a possible set point here for Amigarena.
Whereas the shots didn't work for Amigarena in the first set, they've almost all worked here in the second set.
I mean, the Costado drop shot?
Yeah. Look at that. Taking it second bounce just past the 4 line, but for someone who doesn't throw it much, sorry, really at all, beautifully done. Costado 2-all. Beautiful serve earlier.
Manny in the corner, forehand. Oh, Amigarena takes off. Drop shot again. Manny, will he get there? He's got this one. Forehand inside. Will score. Great defense by Manny. That extends the set here. 4 points now. Manny serves.
Bold attempt by Miguel. Another drop shot. Manny absolutely takes off. One bounce, right there in the cesta. Manny gathers it, gains control of it, puts it back inside. Beautifully done.
That is an underserve. Came up short of the 4 line. First fault, second serve for Manny. Miguel up at the 10 line. He blasts this one. Manny, will he get out there? Oh, he went for the cortada rebote, and it's in the pad. Point and set. We're going to a third one in just 2 minutes. Miguel wins 6-4.
A shot off the rebote for Manny. Don't see that very often.
But he went for it. I mean, it's either his point or Miguel's, and ended the set there in the Cyclones' favor, 6-4. Miguel able to close it out. How about this? I mean, Miguel's style of play is, I mean, he's different, completely different player than the last time we saw him in singles. I mean, he's moving up aggressively, playing 10 times the amount of costados we've ever seen from him. I mean, we've never seen him throw a drop shot. He's been super aggressive, and all really good signs of improvement in singles.
The difference between him catching the ball in the air and on the bounce is like, once again, is night and day. He's supremely confident once he has that ball in his cesta. Really working for him there. Each shot scored in the unforced error there by Manny at the end of that second set. Gets him to a third set. And I believe he was pointing at the tattoo or the bicep. What was that? Is that because the biceps are impressive, but it was...
Well, this last time he was pointing to the tattoo.
Okay, so there's definitely, I believe, so we'll go with the tattoo.
Oh, there's a... Third set. Manny all out there already. He is ready to go in this third set. Miguel looking to break that 3-match losing streak to begin winter 25 singles. And he's got the serve. Third set, just about ready to begin. There's a serve, our final set is underway with a backhand by Miguel. Powerfully hits high off the back wall. Saved by Manny. Miguel up at the 8. Passes again. As a forehand sticks inside. Miguel up at the 6. Blasts another one. Manny offensively again. Able to save it, but not past to Miguel. Keeps the pressure on. One into the Chula. Saved by Manny. Scooped up in the front. Miguel's 2-wall is in and scores. Just got it inside the boundary line. That'll get him on the board first here in set 3.
Threw a 2-all with a light touch. All by intent and very effective.
Here's Manny back beyond the 12 line. Hard throw. Rebote. Tracked down by Miguel. He turns it into a drop shot. Ooh, Manny got there, but could not control it. 2 points for Miguel to begin set 3.
When you're running as arguably as fast as you can towards the front wall, the ball comes into the cesta. You have to get the ball settled in your cesta. And occasionally all the movement of your body on that run and trying to keep that ball controlled in the cesta just don't go together. Just popped out there for Manny.
Manny back at the 12 line, fires it into the corner. Well, that kind of dies, and Migarena comes back for it, saves it on a knee. Manny attacking Karam. That's low. 3 in a row for Migarena.
Manny wanted that Karam, and it made perfect sense. He had a Migarena dead to the inside.
A bouncing serve is an over serve. First fault. Second one coming up. And he goes up for it, back in the corner, fires it high to the inside. Catch overhead by Migarena. Manny now at the 10. Fake the Karam, put it inside. Migarena doesn't fall for it. Oh, that's a drop shot, a long one. Manny takes off. He's got it. Oh, kind of a wonky throw. See where it comes out. Migarena knows, and he saves it to pass and score. My, what an effort. 4 in a row to begin set 3 for Migarena.
Beautifully done by Migarena. Just had to get it over Manny's head. Not an easy thing to do. Drop shot. It's a bit high. Manny does get to it.
Yeah, and that throw was, yeah, I don't know if he wanted a 3-wall, but he caught the wrong wall first, stayed inside, and Migarena able to save it. When he does pass, points over. My.
Yeah, passing Manny was absolutely key on that throw. Migarena was able to accomplish it. Very well done.
Backhand right on the wall. Migarena comes back, lays it up to the outside, and it lands in. Here's Manny. Let's get that carambola. Ooh, Migarena stopped it in the air. His forehand to the inside, perfectly done, and scoring. 5 in a row to begin set 3. Possible set and a possible match point for Migarena. Oh, he's worked hard. I'll tell you what, he is.
These last 2 sets.
Yeah,
wow.
He's earned it. You know, you talk about revamping your style, coming out almost like Cabrera. Like a few seasons, he don't throw any costados. Now he does it a bunch. And Migarena, we've never seen it before today. He's been spot on. And a variety of shots, too, have worked out, not just one. There's the backhand by Manny. And Migarena trying to get out there, flicks it up overhead. Manny up at the 4. Inside placement will score. He gets one back. It's his first of the set. Manny serves.
Yeah, I would have been surprised had there been a shutout with 0 points for Manny. Migarena needs to be careful and finish this off. First opportunity that he has.
Migarena goes wall to wall, forehand rotate, dropped inside, scooped up, back at the 10. That one dying in the corner. Manny flicks it up, and Migarena looking for it. He's got it. Costado to the outside, lands in and scores for the win. Point, set, and match. And Migarena in 3 sets gets his first singles win. Warriors, though, win the game day, most importantly, 4-2. Stay tuned for that post-game show coming up in just a few moments.
What is Battle Court Jai-Alai? The world's fastest ball sport, and so much more. Jai-Alai is played inside a 3-wall court that measures just 120 feet long by 33 feet wide. The game is played with a hand-woven wicker basket called a cesta and a Jai-Alai ball. The ball is as hard as a rock, and it travels around the court at an average speed of 150 miles per hour. Players will crash into the sidewall or throw themselves onto the concrete ground without a single layer of padding just to get to it. Jai-Alai is like playing baseball if you had to catch and throw with just the gloved hand. And it's a rally sport, kind of like tennis, but much more dangerous.
Manny, there's a carom. Bradley on the move, breaking. He got there. Blast the forehand. Everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit by the ball.
Jai-Alai is played as a singles match or as a doubles match. The match winner is the first player or doubles pair to win 2 out of 3 sets played to 6 points.
Gaucheri up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Gaucheri picks it up in the front court, whips it inside.
What another
one.
one. Did it
He
again.
made it.
2 times back to back. That's freaking crazy.
Here's Gaucheri, 2-all return. Douglas reaching outside. Powerful forehand at the feet is missed for the
Point,
win.
set, and match.
Point, set, and match.
That's
Douglas.
respect.
Every point rally begins with a serve, then the players alternate catching and throwing the ball. While a point is being played, the ball can hit any of the court walls, but it cannot bounce twice on the ground. Simply put, the object of the game is to catch one more ball than your opponent, or better yet, to fire the ball so it can't be caught. When a player cannot successfully return the ball to the front wall, then 1 point is awarded to the opposition and the next rally begins with a new serve. A Battle Court Game Day consists of 6 matches, and the team that wins the most matches wins the day. Pick your favorite team, doubles pairing, or singles player, and cheer for them all season long. Or up the ante and bet on it. Battle Court Jai-Alai allows for wagering on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. The ball is lethal, the game is lightning fast, and the action is limitless. This is Battle Court Jai-Alai.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Hey everyone, welcome into the Battle Court postgame show. First game day win for the Warriors this season. And we got one of their players over with us in the DraftKings Players Cage. That is number 66, Alex. One of the brothers today earning Player of the Day honors. Alex, winning both your doubles and your singles match. We'll start first in singles because you've been great this year with a record of 3-1. What's been the biggest difference now in your second season of play at Magic City in singles?
At the beginning, in the first season, it was difficult putting me for Sale and going for the ball. Now I have a better positioning. Like when they throw me with the right side, now I stay like back and I throw a rebote, and now I have a better positioning. I think that is the clue for playing better the single.
Yeah, and your doubles teams are playing very well too. I mean, Manny in the backcourt's been solid, and Bradley too. Is there anything in particular that's helped turn those teams around, or just a matter of you're starting to figure each other out a little bit more?
Yeah, I think that now we have a better communication. We talk to each other, and now we know how we like to play, playing together. So Manu at the beginning he starts like a little bit low, me too, and now we are getting better. We have our confidence. We know how to play with each other. So I think that we are playing better now. And with Bradley the same. Now he knows how I like to play. He helps me, and that's it.
Awesome.
Alex, with the shot that Inaki threw on the court, all right? So, I mean, obviously it was fully intentional. And do you believe that that's the only way he thinks he can beat you is by taking you out with an elbow?
Playing against Inaki is always difficult. I went to the right and he went to the left, and he gives me like a punch with the elbow, and I feel like in the back like crack. And he tells me, "Oh, that crack was yours." And yeah. And I be a little bit scared, but now I don't have pain, so happy.
The most important thing is that you're okay, and however you choose to deal with it at home is your own business.
Yeah, I'm okay. So now we need another win.
Yeah, first game day win of the year, Alex. Thank you for the timing. Yep, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
All right, we'll continue on with the post-game show with some replays and recap the action we saw back behind us.
It was definitely intentional.
Well, you know,
I've
I'm with you, Stu.
I've sensed that from Inaki from a long time.
Chief Judge, you know, he was translating.
Yeah.
We get back in here with this top division doubles match that got us started.
That's a joke, folks. We know full contact highlight is not something that exists.
Douglas attacking up there.
And that attacking is really kind of slapping at the ball. You got to catch it and just whacked it with the frame.
Yeah. See here, he just kind of lays it up. Big backhand to the inside, but this one comes back out. You see Naki lays it up, Douglas moving up. Trying to almost chop at it. I was trying to think, he was kind of chopping at it. Got to secure that ball. It has a lot of spin. It's certainly not easy, but
when you think about the form on a couple different players throughout Battle Court, there are some who do chop at it. And they do chop at certain balls, especially if they're floating, and it's a very risky way of trying to catch the ball. Real risky.
Yeah, this was our second match here, Bueno and Amigarena against Alex and Bradley. Alex keeping the pressure on in this one early and often.
Yeah, Alex set the pace of play early, was throwing shots both sides. Forehand, that carom, he used both in singles and doubles. Court positioning was impeccable today.
Match number 3, Keita and Rock against Correa and Julian. You wouldn't know it there with Julian up in the front. Warrior scrambling, but you see here, great defense, scoop by Julian. Hard to the inside, and results in their point. How about that?
Yeah, that was
chaotic sequence.
Was I announced? I got confused.
Would have been match 3. That would have been you. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's Julian in front of Correa.
And rightfully so. I mean, you got players in the front and back, don't know what's going on, and then, that's a tip ball.
And the traffic jam.
Yeah.
That's the one where we had the traffic jam.
The traffic lightened up here as we move through the game day, as it did outside, too. So, you got Alex and Inaki here in singles in this battle of the brothers.
Inaki, the older brother. There in blue, Alex, in his second season of Battle Court here. And just played beautifully today.
Yeah, he was aggressive, and that's the one thing we've seen. Inaki at times this year hasn't been as aggressive as we've seen, but Alex knew what he had to do to beat his brother, and he kept firing. Hard to the inside here, kept him off his footing. You see, just hops over the basket to score. Then match 5 here, Douglas and Julian with a chance to win the game day against Ikeda and Manu. Forehand to the inside there by Julian. Ikeda playing the left side of Bote, but look where he gives it to Douglas. Up in the front court to the inside. That was at 5-5. Prevented that from going into a third set and giving the Warriors a win.
Solid catching by Douglas. Douglas lost his footing on one of those serves.
About the left side here. Douglas takes it. Inside placement, you see he got both Cyclones going the other way, and as he said himself, when you start to throw a lot of shots to the outside, opens up some space inside. Perfect time to throw it. He executed it well, too. Secured the win for his team. That earned him the game day, but one match left. That was Amigarena against Manny. And Amigarena with a bit of a statement here in singles. He's a different player today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, as you know, I don't engage in any prognostication before the game's really ever.
No,
I just kind of as a rule of thumb, because it's Jai-Alai, and realistically, either player or either team can win anytime. Odd bounces, good days, bad days that a player may be having. But this was a bit of a surprise. You had to give the edge to Manny as far as court experience and as far as overall singles play, but Amigarena really hung in there.
Yeah, not just hanging in there, too. I mean, you see that Rebote save, but taking it to Manny, a lot of shots, a variety of shots, and that was the difference, picking up his first singles win this year. That was that forehand to the inside. It's got to be right in the corner, and it was.
Very well done.
Third set, Omega Reina gets the victory, but the Warriors come away with the game day win, most importantly, and add 1 point to their season total. Let's take a look at those full Winter 25 standings after today's action. Warriors are going to move up. Not enough to crack the top 4, but enough to jump the Cyclones, and they move into 5th place. Cyclones down in 6th now. And we still have, well, we said 5 game days for the Cyclones still, and we got 5 game days left for the Warriors. So, again, they're going to be playing those teams up in front of them, and they certainly have a chance to get back into the top 4 and into the playoffs. We'll be back with the Fireballs and Renegades tomorrow for a 5 p.m. game day. We get started with some doubles. That'll be Lalu and Cabrera against Stan and Ben. Then singles, we'll see Urrutia against Urbieta. Then back to doubles with Jedden and Ron against Goanaga and Flores. Then Lalu and Arats take on Gosheri and Ben. Back to singles, 5th division. That'll be the undefeated Cabrera taking on Stan. And then a battle of some of the best Division I doubles teams. Urrutia and Arats and Gosheri and Urbieta go at it. Both teams with a record of 5-1. Soon I'll be back tomorrow for the Fireballs and Renegades. Hope to see you at 5 p.m. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow at 5.
Do you have any serve-in rituals?
Yeah, I have a lot of them.
Today we're comparing the tennis ball to the highlight ball.
Just like that effortless look, you know, but it's really a lot of effort.
5 facts about Battlefield Highlight you didn't know.
The ball averages a speed of 150 miles an hour, and the world record is 190 miles an hour.
Hi, my name is Anderson, and I cracked this glass.
I love y'all boys.